Hello and welcome to episode 383 of Tenno Clock 383. 383. Nice symmetry to it. Oh well. Right. Hello. I am MDRLOz. This is a Xeno Say hello.
Yo.
Good.
Yo.
And we are going to talk to you all for another week about the war farms. Chair there.
Okay.
With the chair.
You just
Chair
walk into the
here.
chair.
There's a chair here. I just spun it around away from me. Yes, there's a chair gone. Right, so first of all, we begin every week as we begin with the examination of some emblems.
I was just like, oh god, please tell me I actually did this right. Yes, there you go.
Are
So, I just want to say, like, you know, look, let's take this lovely picturesque image that is this cool shield with very edge tones but like I'm not entirely I know that there is some like lotus shapes involved, especially around the edge. It's very hard to tell because the warframe was
red
like
on red,
but like when you had it at a larger resolution, it was easier to see in things. It kind of feels like a bit like a dragon's face.
Well, I think this face, I don't think it's The Witcher. I think it's from something, because I actually looked through our list, and this actually appeared very similarly like 3 times. This almost exact one appeared on 220, but it was different. They'd like added text and things, and they'd put dots in the eyes of the wolf thing. I assume it's from something. I think is it The Witcher? No. I've seen it somewhere, and it's very common apparently, but there you go. Some wolfy
Let
thing.
me see.
But can I just admit, yours wins. Can I just say yours wins? That is just pure meme magic. Just
It really is, isn't it?
like a salt meter, just on the arm. Just, what? Check my salt
thing is,
meter.
It's like it's embossed, right? It's got screws and bolts.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's this square shape, but it, like, you know, it suits the square shape. Really
There's only one way I would actually have thought it'd be better.
What?
Right, instead of saying salt, it put NaCl.
Oh,
That's the only way, because then it'd be like, what does that mean? It's like salt. It's just, like, because then it has the like subtle thing that people are like, I don't get it. And it's like, well, of course you wouldn't. Salt meter says that.
Right, okay, so yeah, that's it for the emblems. However, if you wish to win 75 platinum for your platform of choice, go into the description below where you'll find a link to this week's polls and platinum giveaway. Fill in the form and then you will be entered in for a chance to win 75 platinum for your platform of choice. Winners will be chosen at the end of episode 384, right? So it's a 2-week thing. Yep. And the money, sorry, the money.
The money.
Where's the money?
Bring out the money. Bring out the money.
So the platinum will be
Bring me the
deposited
money.
straight into your Warframe account.
The money.
But I will be announcing who the winners are each week. And I've already got the list for this week. So cool. Yeah. That's it for that part. Should we go on to the Dojo Dusting?
Yes.
I think that says 330. Right, okay. Right. So Dojo Dusting, our winners, talking about platinum giveaway, our winners for this week.
Oh, can I just check before we begin it? Can I just check? We are now fully squared away with links, old links being removed from the description of the videos, yes?
You know, I always say yes, and then I check and find out it's back yet again. Tell you what, after this, I'll make a giant post-it note and I'll shove it on my screen for me to double check afterwards.
Okay.
I'm too scared to open up Chrome right now. Right, so our winners for the last 2 weeks is Rugal on PC.
Oh, sweet.
Sir Lock a Lot, 94 on PS4. Rateb Jafar on Xbox One, and
Nice.
Tucker Wins on Nintendo Switch.
Tucker wins! Tucker wins!
Right?
Who wins? Who wins?
Tucker wins. Tucker wins. I will also point out on, right, so this for the last 2 weeks we had 19 entries for PC, 3 entries for PlayStation 4, 2 entries for Xbox One, and 5 entries for Nintendo Switch.
Has there been a boost in Nintendo
Right.
Switch since we said that doesn't get any? Well, actually, it was a bug, wasn't it? You discovered the bug.
Well, I did check. There has been a little bit of a boost, right?
Right.
But even so,
Those are good
still
odds.
those are really fucking good odds.
Yeah.
So, you know, but I think the problem is I can't say here, hey, make sure you've voted, because otherwise, people
Well, no,
won't
but it gives people an idea of actually what's their chance of competing with that, like how many entries. So that's fine. Are you going to do that from now on to make sure you're more open with these things?
It's more like I've got to make sure that it's actually done. So make sure, got to commit this thing, and I'm fuck automation in some regards, because oh yeah, that was a good. Hey, less for me to do. Good idea. It was a good idea. The only problem is that it didn't fucking work, and I didn't have any alerts to tell me it wasn't working.
Right.
So, next we have.
You said making you commit to these things. I'm like, Xeno has commitment issues.
Xeno does have commitment issues. He starts so many things and never follows through.
Nope.
How many? Can you just imagine? My projects, my side projects. How many bad relationships there would be if they're actual girlfriends. Never date Xeno. Xeno is such a he doesn't commit to anything. Sorry, my bad. Self-deprecation there in a nutshell. Right. Now the other thing for Dojo Dusting. So Loz may be able to explain this a little bit better than me, but what we're going to start doing using the YouTube editor that's live on the YouTube website is start making separate topic videos.
Yes.
Right. So it's going to start from this week. So the first topic video will come out on Tuesday. The second topic video will come out on Wednesday. And if we have a third topic or even a fourth topic, they will come out on the subsequent Thursday and Friday.
Yep.
Right. But the core 10 o'clock episode that you're listening to is still intact. So these are for the people that don't want to listen to the full thing. Right? They just want to hear our thoughts on the topic and then get on with their lives.
Get on with that's not quite it.
I mean,
it's so no. There's a lot of people who obviously comment on things and I'm the same. I love having podcasts that go for, let's say, an hour and a half to 2 hours that I can just put on, get on my work, and then we go. That will fill a good chunk of my day while I'm getting on with things. It's nice, but then there's other people who think, trying to get through 2 hours of this. I mean, we give timestamps, but once you're in the video, but I'm here now. Whereas if we chop out the topics, because it's something a lot of podcasts seem to do, the goal is to be able to give people to they can see the topics come out. As you look at the I missed that episode. Oh, here's the topics. Oh, the topics were this and this. Well, this first topic doesn't seem that very interesting. That second topic, though, let me just hear what they want to talk about. It's a nullifier topic, or what are they going to talk about? Oh, it's a we never address drama, but let's say, there's a drama topic. I really just want to see that, and that way you can choose your thing. And the other thing is so we can game the algorithm with more videos. Also, the 10 o'clock channel does look a bit just empty with just episode. So it would just 2 or 3 episodes between it, little videos. We're not expecting them to get massive views, but it's just to give people the option. That's the goal. Give people options just to go, well, I don't want the whole rigmarole of these terrible rambly intros you guys do and outros. I just wanted to know what was the big deal about Riven mods this week. And you watch that video. Yep. That is the goal.
Right. And with regards to releasing them on the day, that's a very large commitment. At least having a day staggered, there's time for me to get it all edited. And the YouTube thing, right? It's not like using Sony Vegas. Sorry, it's not even Sony anymore. It's not like using Vegas or Premiere where you've got a comprehensive editor. I tried using it yesterday. It was a pain in the ass. So I need time just to find where I've got to cut it.
Time.
Right? Okay, so that's it for the Dojo Dusting. I don't think there's anything else worth noting. I mean, it's not like we can say we're going to TennoCon this year. So,
well, we will digitally.
Well, I mean, have they really committed to doing it though? Because it
I
sounded
think
like
they said
if
they do one. I think they will do one, because if you think from a corporate thing, a corporate way of looking at things, it is useful that they keep these things on the map, and it keeps the time going, and it gives them a way to maybe give us a bit of splash in the corporate, the news side of things. It's not a big one, but at least it gives them something. Like, DE announces blah 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 at TennoCon. It allows them to have that. So I would bet they were going to do it. And it also drums up attention. It allows, because there's the armor set where to give away, and people then want to go watch it, want to go subscribe. It allows them to do a bigger thing of it. I bet you they will.
Cool. Right. Should we move
hopefully
on
next
to the
year though,
war report?
because by then pretty much all of UK is going to be arm jabbed, so we'll be fine. But then actually it's interesting, because America says they're going to be done by May, and I'm like, how are you going to do that?
How?
Yeah, I know. It makes sense, since they were so far behind us, and we were leading the world.
Isn't their population like absolutely massive?
Like 144 million, I think. That's off the top of my head. I'm probably a little off, but yeah. We've only got 66 million-ish to do. And we've already done 20, I think about 22, 23 by this point. Like, we're a third of the way through. And they're on like 20 million. It's like, what the hell? I don't know. Anyway, moving on.
I wanted to make a joke, if like without you saying million. I was just like, yeah, we're 22, 23 people through.
Yep.
Right.
In this village in Wales.
Right, let's move on to the war report. Yeah.
Cool. Yep.
Right.
So
I got a couple of things.
What have you got? Actually, sorry. One last point. Sorry, before Dojo Dusting, I know you did the time. It's something I've been wanting to say and ask everyone at their home for the last few episodes, and I haven't got around to doing it. So the background footage, which Xeno makes me do in 1080p, which is cool. I have me again this week, but I can do Xeno some weeks. I was curious if people wanted to see some variety. So there's two options. Maybe we could do this as a poll. Either one, would people like to submit builds, like, can you play with these things, and I'll work through them, or maybe pick one for the entire session that I play through, or one or two? Or would people like me to just push the random feature for gearing and frame and weapon? Because I'm sure people, like, if we're doing something serious, like I think last week we were doing Steel Path, you might have seen I was just using my optical and things, which are my best weapons that I like using, and I think I did the same again this week.
No, we're doing the builds thing. I'm vetoing that, but I'll let people submit via the form.
You don't want me to push the random option?
No, I don't want you to push the fucking random option.
I push it for the cosmetics as well.
No, that's my biggest concern. Then we've got this bright, weirdly grossed out Evangelion-looking style Warframe. No, so
right, okay,
yeah, we'll let people submit builds for their weapon of choice.
Yeah, I mean, if I don't have the weapon, I think I have like 95% of the weapons. I can get the remaining ones if it comes up in a build and I don't have it. So yeah, if people want to use say, hey, try this Warframe with this and this and this, do submit it, and I'll play with it. And if you want to submit a mission to say, hey, try this build out and do this in Interception, I'll give it a go. Because if people want to control the footage rather than it just being footage at the background, I thought that'd be a good idea. There we go. We'll sort that out.
And we'll actually do announcements with what you're using as well.
Cool. Okay. And then, right. So that's it. More to come later. The war report. Let's go. What we got? What is going on in Warframe this week? We need like a sound effect for that. Like, do you remember? Saffron Squared got sound effects. We need sound effects.
Fine. I was thinking of doing slates between each thing.
Oh,
now you've freaking...
I like slates. Anyway,
fine, you'll get your bloody slates.
What has been going on in Warframe? A Xeno.
Right, so the first thing I've got is Tenno Round 20 has been announced.
Oh, sweet!
Right, so what the accepted items are. There's a Steam page which has all the items and things. I think it's also like been on the Reddit and things, but yeah, found the Steam page which has all the items. Atlas Blade of the Lotus, Baruch, Zamari. I don't know. There was a couple of others in here.
Excalibur Prime?
There's Cora. Why would Excalibur Prime be in? No, Cora Grax is in here. There's a Techno Site, Nidus in here. Yokai Octavia, which I know Hitsu-san's been trying to get in for a long time. yeah, so there's some really super cool stuff in here, and there will be a link to the Steam page with all the stuff in the description below. I like they showed it all off during prime time. I'm like, yeah, but I don't have 20 minutes to watch all of this. Like, is there not just a page that I can see it all?
Or like a cut down 2-3 minute action video with awesome inspiring music.
Sorry. Yeah. Yeah, so that's in the description below. Also announced this week was the Corpus Proxima and new Railjack dev workshop.
Yes.
So that was put on the forums.
We will. I think that one's quite important. So I actually got the link here, and I'll make sure we put it in the link or the description of this video, so people like, I don't know where to find that, because that one actually feels quite cool, and I think it's really important people get up to speed with what's coming for Railjack.
Should we have a war report section in the description?
War report links, yeah, war report links, yeah. That way people can just check the cool stuff this week. Yeah, okay, that's good. Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah. Can you I need to take a note of put this in the shit to do. Yeah, so we'll put links for the war report in the description of the video. So any we'll do that moving forward. Right.
Yes.
That's all my war report stuff.
That's cool. No, I was mainly going to focus on explaining this important dev workshop link. That was the one I had. It's like, I do think it's really important. I had looked through myself. There's some loads of really cool stuff coming for Railjack. I'm hoping is going to be sweet, so we can really enjoy it and get our teeth into some cool content. Yep. Right. Can we move on?
Yeah. So cool. Right now, we're
going to move on. Have they said when it's coming out? Or do we have? I can't remember what they said in the last dev stream.
All I know is before the next dev stream, which my assumption the next dev stream will be the 26th of March, which is the last Friday of the month.
Cool.
So yeah, that's I assume within the next couple of weeks if they're able to keep to it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, right. I don't know if they've made any announcements anywhere else, like on primetime or anything.
Yeah, they may have done. I don't know. Okay, cool. Yeah. Just wondering because I remember that there's a split thing because it's not coming with the Quest, is it? They did say in the dev stream that's pushed back till next month or something, sometime after. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Right. Okay. Let's move on.
So topics for this week. Topic 1. You're gonna put hit the button. Right, so topic 1.
Hang on. No, it's off. No, it's on. Off. Sometimes things work, sometimes they don't. There we go.
So topic 1. Basing the Railjack early adopter tiers on wreckage repair makes absolutely 0 sense.
Huh.
And topic 2, DE needs to stop adding new cool shit and start fixing their old cool shit.
Right? Interesting. Okay.
Yep. So topic 1, basing the Railjack early adopter tiers on wreckage repaired makes absolutely 0 sense. By DE standards, someone who has just started building their dry dock and starts repairing every scrap of wreckage is counted as more of an early adopter than someone who meticulously picked through wreckage to get the best pieces they could before valence fusion was even a thing. So instead of recognizing the person who farmed hard and started looking for parts when the dry dock first became available, the game will recognize people who use the repair system more. This does not respect time and grind. Who seriously thought that wreckage repairs of all things would make for an accurate metric of early adopters, or that it would be a good idea to make the different tiers of compensation so freakishly disparate? Okay. It is seriously messed up that I just browsing the dev workshop thread on the official forums, and people are seriously working out how much time and effort it would take to get all the cheapest to repair wreckage as possible to get enough to reach the top tier rewards from this.
I missed that. I actually did read the topic, and I don't know what they're talking about with the top tier rewards. So
the whole idea is if you farm.
But are they saying that if you build a load of stuff right now, the system that they're going to do when they swap over to the new patch will give you rewards based on how many things you have repaired at all since till the update, and that's called early adopters.
Yes.
Wow.
Well,
okay.
You're being refunded for the stuff that you know. It's not like you're getting platinum or fusion core, legendary cores, or a trophy or anything like this. At least not that I'm aware of. Yeah, it's just.
No,
but I mean, to me, and maybe I'm just a freak of nature thinking this, I don't want to jump into Railjack to go through this grind of farming the wreckage to get to the top tier. I'd rather just no, I'm leaving it as is. I'll get what I get, and then I get to play Railjack in the healthiest state.
Yeah, hang on. I'm gonna try and look this one up. Hang on. I want to know exactly the rewards for these different tiers. I mean,
I'll look it up. I'll look it up. So, because otherwise people can't see your pretty face, Loz.
Oh, okay. Well, I was wondering about my pretty face, because I like watching VTubers, and it's really interesting how expressions are so important. Like, most VTubers use a 2D avatar, just a random topic while Xeno's doing this. All they can really do is left to right, up, down, and then that's it. That's all the body. This is me replicating them now. They normally don't have arms, they just do this.
I don't think they're able to turn their head that much.
No, yeah, exactly. Maybe it's about this to this. But they've got the face, but it feels like they're more active because of the facial animations. Whereas mine, I mean, I can now move everywhere. Look at this, I can dance, I can do. But because my beautiful face, is just so static and just one note, I mean, I'd have to move to add the expression. It's just interesting. So I don't know if people like seeing my beautiful face. I haven't seen anyone feedback on it. I'm hoping soon to have my proper Warframe colors, and that will be glorious because it will be my face. My proper face will be mine once more. Right, Xeno, have you had a chance to get it up?
So, players, so we got the exclusive clan monument, which, by the way, is the size of the freaking sun.
Yeah.
So you're not going to get that in the trophy room.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Well, maybe I can. Players player has completed one or more wreckage or clan blueprint and 4 avionic grind slots maxed tier 1. So this is the tier 1. They get 1 rush repair drone, 2 armament slots, 10 riven slivers. Oh my god, are the people going wild over the riven slivers?
Oh god, not riven slivers.
Bonus Railjack mod, so munitions vortex, battle forge, particle ram, void hole. So you're getting the battle. Are those all the battle stuff? I think those are all the battle mods. I'm not entirely sure. Right. Then tier 2, if you've completed at least 3 wreckage and 7 avionic grid slots maxed. Tier 2, everything in tier 1, 2 rush repair drones. So that'll be a total 3.
Right.
Another 15 riven slivers.
Yep.
10,000 endo, 7-day resource booster, infinity booster, Railjack resource bundle number 2. I don't know. I think that's something on the marketplace. I'm not entirely sure.
Wow. I think
right.
Starting to get a view of what people complain about. Yep.
Tier 3 is 6 wreckage and full avionic grid slots maxed. Right?
6 wreckage. So you mean restore 6 things?
Yes. Right. So it's 6 things.
Right.
But to me, it's the Dirac to, is it Dirac or I can't remember what the endo that you need to spend to max out the entire bloody grid.
Yeah, that seems to be the biggest part of this system, and not the bit with the repairing. I'm confused
So,
because this person's complaining in the topic about wreckage repaired, but to me, the grid took longest. I think I've repaired about 6 things, and I've played a mad amount of Railjack. Like 6 things is nothing, right? So for the highest tier, sorry, it's 6 things repaired, your grid complete, yeah.
Yeah, and you will get everything in tiers 1 and 2.
Yep.
Plus 3 rush repair drones. Oh, a legendary core, an umbral former, and Railjack resource bundle number 3.
We're gonna have to look up what. For half a second, part of me was like, "I'll just go over there and find out what's in resource bundle number 3."
Yeah, but it's like
it's not real though. But I was like, "Oh, the market is just there." It's like, no, it isn't. Like, yeah, it is. I can see it. Apparently,
but,
it's.
I don't know. Like, I still don't want to lose. I'm pretty sure I'm just going to get tier 2, right? I'm pretty sure I have not maxed out the avionics. I don't care to. Like, I'd rather just not.
Yeah.
You know, am I insane? Like, oh, but you'll miss out on a legendary core. Oh, so what?
And yeah.
You know, I'm pretty sure I've got buckets of endo that I've done absolute fuck all with.
Plus, you'll get all the endo rewarded for the Dirac, I think. Didn't you get endo for that? Are they turning all that?
It's supposed to be. They're turning the Dirac into endo.
That's on top of these rewards you've listed?
Yeah, direct endo. Since Onyx are now treated like regular mods, Dirac, the upgrade resource for avionics, will be converted into endo, and more cohesive upgrade experience. All Dirac spent on your grid will be reimbursed up to 39,000 Dirac to endo. If you've maxed out your grid, yeah, it's 1-to-1. So whatever Dirac you have will be turned into endo.
So you're gonna get the legendary core. What's the best use for a legendary core? Which is maxing out a prime mod. That's just a fixed amount of endo. That's
what I believe. Yeah, but it's just like
weird.
I don't know why are people okay? I'm going to get over the fact that people are so invested in this. People are invested in this. Fair enough, but
Right, but back to the topic. I'm trying to bring that back. The person's literally saying that someone who just started building their dry drop and starts supplying every scrap wreckage is counted more of an early adopter than someone who meticulously picked through the wreckage, get the best pieces they could before valence fusion was even a thing. No. You're both equally counted as what they're calling a veteran. You just have to have 6 things built done. In fact, they're not completely ignoring the valence. Sorry, the grid. The grid, completing your grid, which took me quite a while. I think I finished my grid, but that took me the longest thing than making a few items. So no, they're saying people who have completely maxed out their Railjack's capacity are counted more as early adopters.
I
just want to point out, if somebody listening can appreciate how we're missing this, do put in the comments of this video, because it may be, but from the way I'm looking at this, I don't understand what they're doing they're saying, because the capacity of the Railjack takes a lot longer to do than repair things. And what do they want this to be a competition? Oh, to get the highest tier, you have to have repaired 50 things. No, or there have to be, or it has to be 40 of tier 1, 20 of tier 2, and 10 of tier 3. Well, then some people might fall out because I completely skipped tier 2 and just went from tier 1, which I spent a lot of effort on, then realised it's silly, then pretty much jumped straight to tier 3. So how? What? It just seems it's nice that the EU are refunding people, but I don't. What?
No, I get where you're coming from. I feel that there is not to me. It feels like this individual wants everyone that started doing Railjack at the beginning of when Railjack, to be rewarded, as opposed to someone that's trying to do it now. But this is always going to be the way, right? Hey, look, here's a reward. People just want to go straight for the big reward. Like, it's here's the cheese. Do you want the cheese? There's some cheese. You can't, how much more of a backlash would there be if you built your Railjack within the first month of releasing Railjack?
Yep.
No, everyone will pitch a fucking fit.
Yeah, or they could do rewards in different tiers. There could be people who made their Railjack in this window and this window, and then there'd be Another set of rewards would be the amount of hours your railjack has flied. So if you've done 100 hours of railjack, you get these rewards. What's that? You only did 99 hours? Well, you get nothing. What's that? You built your railjack 12 seconds into the 1st of November, rather, I don't know when, 1st of January rather than December. Then you don't get any of the cool rewards. It's like, yeah, more people going mental. So what is the goal? My view. What is the goal? I'll ask you. What is the goal of DE doing these reward tiers? What is the point of them?
I think it's a good faith thing. So, like, look, we recognize that a lot of people have put a lot of work into Railjack. So the fact that you did that, we're going to reward you for doing it. We didn't like the state that it was in. So here, have some shit, not as compensation, but acknowledgement that you chose to continue with this janky system.
Yeah, that's half of my view. What do you think the other part I think might be of this? The goal of this thing?
To attract people to play Railjack.
Exactly. So we've got the big improvement coming. People might go, oh, well, I'm playing Warframe. I don't normally play a lot of Railjack because I feel a bit off. However, it's going to have a big update soon. If I do a small amount of effort in the system now, I'll get these rewards, and then I can play the new system. And I've, got put my toes back in the water, bit of Railjack, and maybe it'll also help people appreciate, wow, it's so much better now. Because they'll try, oh, well, I've got to do a few things. I'll unlock the maximum tier rewards because I really want those things. And then, oh, well, it's improved. Well, I did it yesterday to do those tiers. Hey, let's see how good the new system is, and get people into the Railjack mindset. Well, it's not to, oh, we really appreciate that you were an early adopter. We must reward you more. No, it's to give people, as you said, I think very good thing, to give people a sense of that their effort wasn't for nothing, and then also to get people's mind back to Railjack and say, hey, look at this is coming, and people might go, if that comes in a week, I could play it a bit and I'll finish off my Railjack, which I kind of give up on, and then I'll get loads of rewards, and then I get to play new Railjack. Well, why not? That's the goal. Yeah, whereas this person just seems like, no, I want people not to get all the good stuff. I want the free stuff for me. Me. I need to feel I'm on the biggest tier. It's rather mean of me doing it like that, I know, but that's what it feels like. Like, I want to feel like I've achieved more and got a higher tier reward and can lord it over other people.
You sound so much like Moss from the It Crowd.
It's not okay, Roy.
Anyway, it's difficult because, like, Warframe is a farming simulator, right? It's a fun farming simulator, but from the get-go, you've always been farming resources, right? So if you don't have this is something I don't understand with players. Like, why, if you're not enjoying the game for more than just farming the resources, you don't care about the weapons you're playing, you don't care about parkour 2.0, you don't care about the operators, you don't care about the plot, you just enjoy grinding stuff, but you hate how grindy the grind is. Like, why are you playing Warframe? I've seen this with so many people, like even content creators, and I've even come back saying, like, you just not enjoy playing the game, and I get so much shit for saying that.
What?
So, no,
when you say to people,
some people have turned around on Twitter and said, this is too grindy, this is too grindy, this is too grindy. But if you just played the game, right? If you just went through the experience of, what you're doing right now in the background footage, you're just doing a rescue mission. You're going to get resources for doing that. You're going to get blueprints for.
I think I'm doing a bit of Steel Path
stuff.
Just clear a bit of Steel Path.
Yeah, you're just clearing a bit of Steel Path.
Yeah, at some point I'll fail against the Trinity Vector Junction, so laugh at that for me. But I was just playing around.
But the point is that just playing the game, you will acquire these resources. And then, you come across, I need to build this thing. Well, it's a good thing I was doing the Void earlier and I have these Argon crystals, right? But, I mean, there's other resources that don't build up, that don't decay. Freaking look at was it the HEMA with the mutagen samples?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I had 5,000 mutagen samples at the time. I donated all of them to the research.
Yeah.
Right. But like, so if you don't enjoy farming if you are actively trying to farm Warframe, I'd love to just have a chat with you at some point on Discord or something to find out why you are actively farming something. Why are you treating Warframe like a job? Why are you doing it as if you have to? Anyway. I think that's my weird tangential rant over. What do you have any other further points on this topic?
No, let's go to the replies.
The replies? Go for the replies.
Okay. It doesn't matter how you did it. Sorry. Did it? Yeah. I have friends that I'm helping make progress on their Railjacks in time, and we are just enjoying the grinds. Ooh, you've been reading the comments, Xeno.
No, I haven't actually, but I'm just prophetic.
Who really cares how they get that tier 3? All in all seriousness, how is it not being noticed that it's for the people that play Railjack before the changes? Meaning the people who want to wait until the changes come wouldn't know the difference anyway.
Wow, it really is like I'm prophetic or something.
I know they're calling it. Yeah, it's just for anyone. It's just for anyone who played Railjack. Oh well, you played it right at the start. We better give you more things. Like no.
Right. My point is, I'm probably not that far off from getting tier 3. I do not care to try.
If just randomly though, if I make you play Railjack over the weekend and it happens, but you're not going to focus and go, oh, have I definitely got all the things done?
Yeah, not going to happen. Also, you're playing your Trinity right now. So you're playing against the Trinity right now.
I just lose many times and just like, oh, let's try this. Let's try. It just snipes me through the pillar. I swear. Or like this much of my body, like there's a pillar. It's a diagonal pillar.
Do you spawn a Spectre?
No, it spawns a Spectre.
It spawns Spectres?
Yeah, like every 30 seconds it spawns a Grenier corrupted Spectre. Corrupted. Yeah.
Wow, random. Anyway, sorry, yes, let's keep going.
Makes perfect sense that I and other shouldn't get the reward even though we paid the full starting price to craft Railjack and its parts just because we skipped tier 1 and 2. Even though I passed the entire chart in a first month with all those fun little bugs and have max Dirac and max intrinsic, I obviously am not an early adopter. Also, thanks for removing all those rare avionics schools that we farmed for hours and paid a lot for Plat for and got Jack as compensation. Aren't you getting Endo for those?
I think we need to start.
Has the thing been updated and it's different or something? Because people. They must have reduced it. We must be a bit slow on the topic here, and that D have reduced it down to 6 items. Because you read it out, yeah? That's what it definitely says.
No, I swear it was 7 before. I think they may have. Actually, let me just check to see if Rebecca edited it.
Yeah. I think maybe this is the thing. What we're looking at looks completely out of order because I bet you maybe there was a different system where it was based on tiers. Maybe that's what's going on here because the people here.
It just says edited by Rebecca on Friday. Added FAQ too.
Huh. Well, if we are wrong on this, let people know, because I'm going to run under the assumption, actually, that these people aren't that bad and that there was a different, more complex system to get the different tiers. It must be. I'm going to put the faith in them on this one and the people who did the topics and replied. I think maybe they've just cut down the things and we're coming after the fact.
I'm pretty sure that, again, put it in the description, but sorry, in the comments below, like if we've got it wrong or stuff. But
no, I'm going to put faith towards the people on topics. I think maybe there was something that's been cut off here.
No, I think the big thing is, right, so we'll come back to the second reply in a second, but I think the big problem that a lot of people are having is like, you've got new people that are starting now that can actually get the tier 3 reward. I feel like I'm getting dicked over when I started this in the shittier situation when Railjack was released. I'm like, yeah, but what you're still getting your reward. Right, just because someone else is getting it doesn't devalue it any further.
Yeah.
Right.
See, that's the thing. That's the thing. The thing it says here about this second reply that says about the tiers and skip tiers that they might not be getting it makes me feel that they have nerfed that a bit. That maybe it was like you had to do all the 3 tiers.
So, to me, it's like this second reply is just pure salt and sarcasm.
Yeah.
Right? Makes perfect sense that I and others shouldn't get the rewards, even though we paid the full starting price to craft Railjack and its parts just because we skipped tier 1 and 2. Even though I passed entire chart
entire chart in the first month with all those little fun little bugs and have max Dirac and max and trinkets. I obviously am not an early adopter.
Also, thanks for removing all those rare avionics schools that we farmed for hours and paid a lot of Plat for and got Jack as compensation.
How could you pay Plat for them?
I imagine they were tradable, maybe?
Maybe. I've never needed
or
to
maybe it was to rush them.
Rush what?
Did you have to repair the
mods? No.
No, you didn't have to repair the avionics. I genuinely don't know. Maybe they were tradable, but regardless, is like, you know, what can I fucking say? I mean, it's an early system.
Yeah.
Right. If you decide to throw money at it, you know, that's
your choice, your loss.
No, I wouldn't say it's your choice, your loss. I think you should acknowledge that this is subject to change.
Yeah, right? I guess this is the thing with Railjack is it does really feel like because I'm looking forward to that mod personalized harness thing.
Yeah.
I think it's got a name now as well.
Yeah, the Plexus.
The Plexus. Ooh, cool. I really like that they're clearly committing to Railjack on this, because we were worried about that, I think, recently. We were thinking that, is this just a token adjustment? No, this really feels like they're going whole hog. You're going to play Railjack. We're going to make you play Railjack, basically. We're going to make it rewarding. So we haven't had this kind of reset since, I think, just before we started Warframe originally, there was a complete account reset, and they changed off the talent tree thing.
Yeah, but we didn't experience that, did we?
No, we didn't. But I mean that back in the day, that was just accepted. Yeah. Whereas this is on tier with that there's a big reset, and
then I mean,
people are just like,
they don't allow count resets anymore because
no, they can't.
The platinum just makes it too complicated.
Yeah, but ever since they traded platinum, that was it. We were never going to get any more account resets because it just doesn't make sense with the way money works and people put into it. And the worth of it. So yeah, but this is their best. This is DE trying to do something. Obviously they could probably write, because I know you know for these things technically, a giant script that would look into your Railjack and assess every item and give you an individual thing. That's what I was going to ask you, is how complicated would it be to give values to everything and then make it and then run that on their database? How long would that take?
It's not just that. First off, it's exponential, right? Yeah. So the more data there is in the database, the longer it will take. Not only that, where's the cutoff point? So you'd have to turn around and say to your player base, right, we now have to turn off the servers while after a week, this thing will finish process, because it has to effectively reverse every transaction, right? To give it has to reverse everything that you have spent platinum on. And if it doesn't keep track of one thing, you're fucked.
Yeah.
If what if you got this Oberon via buying it for platinum as opposed to what's the other thing? Buying it for platinum, or just putting the parts together yourself, right? Did you rush the Oberon, or did you buy it outright? It's if they don't have one piece of information, it just makes it impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're talking years now. We're talking 8 years worth of data to reset. That I literally think it would probably take a week to process if it doesn't crash.
So instead of doing that, which would be a lot of work, a lot of effort, and still probably some people would still have complaints with, they've come up with a flat system with some, Riven's, the fact they're even giving any slivers away at all just feels completely ridiculous to me. I mean, I will check afterwards, but it doesn't seem that hard to get. Who cares if some people are getting it for less effort? It's just a reward. Move on. It's not, the game is not oh no, I has more Rivens than you. Ah ha ha ha. I am now more successful. I am more happy. No, the game is not a direct competitive PvP game. I mean, what about counting for every repaired thing that I've sold? I mean, is it even counting those? Do I have to put some more in inventory? I'm with you. I mean, I think I've maxed out my tree. I might have a cursory glance at it just to make sure if I'm see where I fall. But if I'm like, oh, cool, I have to go farm another 10 things and repair them, even though that'll take me 4 hours, am I going to go do that maybe for next week's footage? No, I'll be like, I'm not bothered. If I was like maybe 1 or 2 items off, I might be like, okay, I'll spend 10 minutes and get myself up to speed on it. But no, But, however, last reply is like, I still feel that maybe it's been cut down from what they originally suggested, and we're seeing after the fact. I do want to give the people on topic the benefit of the doubt that maybe it was worse, and we're just seeing it on the reduced one. Gonna give people that. Okay. The last reply.
Did we do the third one?
Third reply, sorry. Those who got the full pay back when they cut the resource cost should be in the top tier. Not only did they max out, but also did it before they realized 1 mil plus tons of resources apart was too much. But hey, let everyone who got the quest done at 50% cost and not get top tier, while I sit over here who farmed and only crafted the best. I'm with OP on this one.
I'm sorry, I just this is just such a toxic attitude.
Hey, let everyone who got the request done at 50% cost and whatnot get top tier while I sit over here farmed and only crafted.
You remember
the best.
when they reduced the cost for
Yeah. So now there's you just want people to play the game.
Oh, you're letting everyone get it.
Yeah, so now they're saying, oh, if you got it on that previous thing, those are the people who should get the top tier, despite the fact that was refunded. So
okay,
you got it back.
Okay. This is the logic, right? This is the logic. Loz, I'm going to give you £1 million.
Yay!
Right. I'm also going to give £1 million to Thalion.
Okay. Why are you giving Thalion $1 million? Well, I feel okay. We've both got $1 million. Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah, exactly. Right. That's the point.
I've got my $1
million.
Yeah.
Right? It hasn't, like, the fact that I'm giving Thalion $1 million hasn't detracted from you getting $1 million.
Okay, but I know the retort was going to be is that people will probably compare this to like a job, and like as you were just saying earlier, don't do that for Warframe. But that's what people are going to say is that like, right, well, how would you like it if me and Thalion were both doing the same job, but I worked 3 times as hard and I did all these special projects early on before it was all set up, and I set up everything, and then Thalion just came in and did it when it was easy, and we're both getting $1 million. That's not fair. That's the way other people are looking at it, I think.
And that's the problem. I feel that is like Warframe is not a job, right?
Yeah.
Warframe is supposed to be a form of entertainment. If you are not being entertained, why are you playing the game?
The fact is, though, D could just be like, we'll just refund the direct cost into end of. Everything else is gone. That's what they could do. They could say, like, you're not getting anything. Here's
the direct. Yeah.
Here's the endo, so you can actually, upgrade yourself roughly to where you are in the new system. That's it.
I just.
Oh, and even then, they could just say, no, you're not getting that either. They could be like, hey, we're just scrapping that system completely. It's nice of them to refund anything.
Yeah.
Gift horse and mouths, people. Gift horse and mouths. Mouths. Right, the last reply.
Easy go. That's the big thing. Easy go.
The last one's repairing basic wreckage from Earth costs nothing if you've played lots of Railjack. Just take an hour or two to farm 30. It says 30 things here. Does say 30 things here.
Okay.
So maybe we're off. Yeah, it's a hassle for folks who only built the best stuff, but it's not that big a deal. Yeah, I bet they've nerfed these numbers is what it is. People were complaining, so they've nerfed the numbers that we're looking at.
No, but these people were in favor for these numbers.
Yeah,
right?
Well, no.
But now they've nerfed the numbers. No, these people wanted to get more reward for actually playing the system when it was brand new.
Yes and no. There was also, I think there's also the system. I'm looking at it because it says 30 things there. And if you look at the second reply and then a thing about being picky earlier, is that some people maybe didn't hit that goal of 50 things or 30 things because they'd only repaired the things in level tier 3. There is several replies to that. People because we skipped tier 1 and 2, and also where is it? There's another bit. Also, thanks for moving all the. No, there's another one. I swear, there's another one. Yeah, who really cares about how they get to tier 3? All in all seriousness, we're just enjoying the ride. So yeah, some people I think are saying that they skipped tier 1 and 2, or they didn't rebuild that much, which means their total repair wasn't that much. They might not get the full reward. I think it has been nerfed since is the goal. still, I feel that even if it hadn't been nerfed, who cares? Do you think
This is confusing now. Are they saying they?
I think some people were worried they were going to miss out because they'd only done about 20 items, but they'd been boosted to or attained somehow the tier 3 stuff without building that much tier 1 or tier 2 stuff. I know I completely skipped tier 2. I don't think I built a single tier 2 thing.
I'm just looking at this. So have I just gotten the wrong end of the stick entirely? Are we just talking like, oh no, they just want to, so these people just want the resources for cheaper?
I think there was two parts to this. One, there are people it's how they were assessing what. So the tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. Obviously, the tier 3 is like, you are the people who played Railjack the most, so you should get the most reward. And the way that was being assessed, some people felt would maybe make them slip out of it because they'd only done it was based on the amount of things you'd repaired. And if you'd only been very selective and repaired specific things in tier 3, you might not hit that goal. That was a worry for some people. And then also, I think there is a slight underbelly of it where it's like, though you should have done it based on some other system, and then giving examples of the people who played Railjack before the first cost reduction and did loads of play, but it was in a very niche way that's not being picked up by this system. I think, though, looking at from what you've read out and this stuff here, I give them in good faith that it's been nerfed so that pretty much everyone can do it for, 8 items, you say?
6.
6. Well, if they now complain, it's like, oh, that's too easy. No, all these people get this stuff and I don't feel special. Then it's like, oh, go away.
That's what I thought they were complaining about.
I think there was a bit of that. There's a bit of that, but only compounded on the fact that they might miss out because they'd only just repaired tier 3 things, and let's say only did 15 items, and then they got the best Railjack stuff because they were picky because they picked the best stuff.
When the hell did they change it? I don't know. Okay, cool.
Yeah. I think just enjoy Railjack. Just okay, you miss out on some Rivenslers. Nothing in that list of rewards is exclusive or something you can't get elsewhere. So don't worry about it. Just enjoy the game. Enjoy the game. Enjoy the game. Game enjoy. Yeah. Anyway, I think that's it for this topic.
Legendary cores anywhere else?
Sorties?
You still get them from sorties?
Yeah, of course you can.
Okay.
I know they're very rare, and you could probably get maybe 1 a year, but you can get them. You can buy them at Plat.
I've been doing sorties for many years and didn't get any. Right, okay.
I think I've had 1.
Should we move on to the second topic then?
Yeah, right. Okay. So I'm just going to do a bit of a break while I click this button. And then I click this button. And we're on topic 2. Bam. What we got, Xeno?
Cool. Right. So topic 2. DE needs to stop adding new cool shit and start fixing their old cool shit. Right. DE's main method for development seems to be introduce a cool concept, patch it once or twice, then toss it in favor for the next cool thing over and over. Most everything DE introduces are self-contained mini experiences that don't tie into anything else. Liches, Railjack, Orb Valis, they've all been abandoned by DE. Because of this, Warframe is more of a collection of smaller games packaged as one game. Remember the Railjack demo where they called the Railjack down into the Orb Valis, flew it into orbit, and crashed into a Corpus Obelisk, which then turned into an extermination mission. Whatever happened to that?
Can you remind me, in last week's poll, where did the call down Railjack into open world come?
Oh, I think it was like dead last.
Dead last, that wasn't... Okay, fair enough.
If you bear with me, I can get that up.
Because I do feel there was something in that, the fact that it was like they were being shot from orbit by low orbit ion cannons or something. It was kind of cool. And that you got your Railjack to deal with them.
Yeah, so was this the thing? Probably. Right, so no, sorry, the Nefanyo fight was dead last. then Captain Vor / the Neural Sentry, then so Railjack as transport.
So what percentage did it get?
28.
20. Okay. The highest, Scott.
I think. 58.
Oh, okay. So it clearly is not on most people's mind.
Right.
No, that's roughly. That's roughly. It's fine. It is fine. So let's go back to the topic here. And I feel this is the whole Warframe Islands thing, castles in mud swamps or whatever it was. What's your feel on this? You know,
I
agree with.
No, I don't know what to say, because the problem is it's a big case of the chicken and the egg.
Yeah.
Right. If you don't have players playing the new content, then it is a piece of failure, right? But they can only put the minimum amount of work into the new content. Like, Plains of Eidolon was such a huge success, right? That it incentivized them to do another one better. And I don't think anyone would disagree that Orb Valis is better than the Plains of Eidolon. Yeah?
Mostly better.
No. So Orb Valis has its own faults, right?
Yeah.
We're not denying that. But fishing was kind of
all aspects were better apart from my opinion. I much prefer the way the Eidolons are handled than the Orb Mothers. Everything else, Orb Valis is superior.
Even the Exploiter?
I like the Exploiter, but I would prefer... Exploiter is close to how... I like the Eidolons are just there on the map. They feel organic. They feel part of the environment. They do their own thing.
The Exploiter, you have to engage.
You have to engage.
Right, okay.
If the Exploiter was like Profit Taker, and it was like just sat there on the world, and then you attacked it through some method, you can get... I don't mind activating it, but it's just not on the world. It's not part of the world. You have to... Doesn't feel... You have to spawn it,
it's not like hanging around anywhere.
Yes, exactly. But that's the thing. And the only thing is, like, Profit Taker is hanging around, but you can't interact with it. I'm sorry, it's not there. To activate it, you have to go through an instance version of the map. It is not part of the world.
Yeah. No, I concur.
I like the Eidolons are looking for their arms. They just... If you don't log in and fight them, they don't care. They're going to keep looking for their arms. I know, eternally, but still, it just feels more like a world with things happening in it. Because it's like how I like in the Corpus Gas City rework, no, the ship rework, and I think the Gas City rework, if you're careful and you're quick and stealthy, you can actually find the Corpus interacting with terminals and things. Like, their job is not just to stand around with guns waiting for you to turn up. They're doing their own stuff. It is a world, not just like... But the Grineer, for instance, they're in every ship, they are literally just walking around with guns waiting to shoot you. You never see them working on the ship. Things like that make the world, to me, I notice these things because they make the world feel more real to me. And the Orb Mothers being, bleh, I'm sitting in a puddle. So anyway, back to the topic, sorry.
I feel confused by the topic title and the body of the content, because do you need to stop adding new cool shit and start fixing their old cool shit? Remember the Railjack demo where they called the Railjack down to the Orb Valis, flew it into orbit? Like, isn't this, apart from the calling the Railjack down to the open worlds, isn't this literally what they're doing now?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Most of what they're saying, I think, has been put in because didn't they say in the dev stream about how they're adding Orphix Venom into Railjack? Like, do you do Railjack for a bit and then you go do Orphix Venom? So you're gonna have to kind of go onto ships and do like proper missions. That's what they're achieving, aren't they? That's what I thought. I don't know. Adding Exterminate, I know. I think I remember them saying that.
But to me, like,
I think
this Railjack is not old new shit. Sorry, it's not old cool shit. Railjack is new cool shit.
Well, it is. How old is it? Like a
year and a half.
A year and a half?
Yeah. It was October 2019. It was at the Game Awards when they actually released it, and then all of last year we didn't get a single update for it, and we got
Yeah,
Heart of
okay.
Deimos instead.
Yeah. Stop adding cool new shit and fix their old. Yeah, I mean, that, yeah, it isn't, in Warframe terms, it's not old enough to call it old shit, is it?
No, like,
Their old cool
this.
shit would be like Arcwing missions being gutted and removed.
Exactly. Right. This came out 5 days ago.
Yeah, or pets. Pets are old shit.
Yeah, pets are old shit.
Pointing out, actually, I don't, not a big fan of Demos, and I just can't engage with it. You have to admit that was partly allowing them to go and fix their old shit, because the Helminth was there for a long time. We had the Helminth Kubro thing, and that was it. And we had the things in our deck, and that was years ago. And then they did go back and they fleshed that out, and now it's a complete system. So that is them going back and fixing old shit. So there's a perfect example of them doing it. Yeah, you see what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, to me, I feel that, okay, so I feel that this topic title is just wrong. I feel this topic title should be, what happened to the stuff they teased, right?
Yeah.
Things like the calling down your railjack into Orb Valis, like that, again, they teased Deviri. Where's Deviri?
Yeah.
I mean,
no, I would like to, I think the goal on this is to separate it. New cool shit is like Deviri, that's been announced but not released, sort of, that one. But the Corpus the Railjack coming down into the open world thing, the Railjack is in the game, and it's just that feature is missing. Whereas they're not, asking about Deviri, because I think that does nothing in game. Squad Link, they're trying on Squad Link, but what else?
Trials, old shit.
Self-contained mini experiences that don't tie into anything. Liches, Railjack, Orb Valis. They've all been abandoned by DE, right? Liches. Has Liches been abandoned by DE? No.
No.
Because we're getting the Corpus version of the system. And I do believe they're also planning, I think it's coming with the Corpus one. Aren't they going to add in the ship part that was shown? I swear they announced that with the Corpus
I'm going to assume that that's not happening until they say otherwise.
Because I swear they said. Back before Christmas.
Spoken a lot. Yeah, they said that, right? But we've not seen it since, right?
Yeah, but then that's like saying we haven't heard about Corpus Kingpin system in about a month or so, thus it's not happening. I swear they said...
No, but we've heard that multiple times, like multiple dev streams in a row.
Okay,
right?
All right, shall we accept? Can you agree on this? That they are adding the Corpus Kingpin system, whatever, but also I do believe they will be adding additional functionality to the Lich-based system. We don't know exactly what's going to come out, but they are expanding on it as well.
Yeah, they haven't said otherwise.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So it's clearly not been abandoned. More development time is going on it, despite the fact it was sat on the back burner for years. It did come out. It's getting expanded upon. No. There might, in the future, there might be a infested version. Who knows? But
it's interesting. Like, okay, if you could pick any one thing, right, that we know ahead of time that they're not changing radically. So we know that Arcwing missions are going away entirely, right?
Yeah.
So we can't say make Arcwing great again. Can you think of a system that you would like to see improved upon or brought back or something like that we don't already know is going to have some TLC? Does the question make sense?
But I can't. Can you name another system that's gone away? I mean,
Trials.
Trials. Yeah, Trials. That's coming back though. Anything else?
Oh, you're getting your emblem now. Well, I mean, we've only got like a slight slither of information that the trials are coming back.
No, but they've announced that it's coming back. I'm going to give them fair about the third mob. Yeah, these third orb mob. That they are working on these things. They're just
maybe the dark sectors.
There you go. Okay, I'll give you that one. Dark sectors. Yeah, that's a good example of an abandoned concept. Yeah, I'll give you that one. I want that back. Yeah.
What else? The evolution and growth of operators. It's been nearly.
I don't think we ever had.
Years.
See, that's something which I'm going to fight you back on that because on the Lich thing, I think they were much clearer on that. They showed stuff about the spaceship and they definitely said they're going to be expanding it. Whereas that, they just teased 2 sentences. They never showed anything.
We had Megan on episode 200.
Yeah, and exactly. She said a line. That literally could have been as far as the concept had gone.
I wasn't quite sure if you were referring to the Deviri trailer.
Oh, no. I literally mean back in, like, that they mentioned, I think maybe at one point they said, maybe we'll give melee weapons. And then Megan said, hey, how would you feel about operators getting older? That was it. That might have been as far as it had gone, development time at the time.
Well, it was just one sentence.
Yeah, it just might have been in a meeting. Exactly, yeah. Whereas for example, the Grineer spaceship for Liches, that has been shown, and I swear that has been announced at one of the recent dev streams. Is it with the green pin thing? I swear. That's got more work to it, but yeah, so I'm not going to say that the aging thing's a big one. But I think you're right on the dark sectors, definitely.
Yep.
Anything else you can think of?
I think the biggest feature I want to come back is exclusively the trials. Like, I just want to have that like multi-team-esque combat system. And I think that
I also
the shit are you doing with your melee? You're violently shaking your mouse around and it's like, my eyes.
What am I fighting?
You're fighting some Grineer and you just got out, I don't think it was Exalted Blade, you just got out a sword. You're trying to mine something in the plains and you're just violently shaking your mouse left and right while meleeing and we're like, oh my god, no, my eyes. My poor eyes.
Huh. Oh, so we've already missed the bit where I'm doing Nightwave and I'm like, I'll do Nightwave things. Oh, mine some minerals. And I go to Orvalis and then go, why isn't this working? Go to planes. I'm like, fail.
Oh, I thought you were just mining stuff. I didn't realize you were doing Nightwave stuff. Good job. Okay.
Let's go back to their list here. Sorry, that's what I was doing. So we said Liches, and I think they are working on that and expanded. Railjack, no duh, it's being expanded.
Yeah.
Now, okay, maybe, I'm not sure we'll get the whole calling the Railjack down into Orvalis, which I'm very sad about because I love it if you could go up into orbit, down again, and have effects between them. That kind of thing is what I think open worlds need. Like the ability to have an effect like that. I mean, not all of them, but definitely that one. And then the other thing they've said...
I think it needs to be all of them. I think potentially...
Well, I don't know what you would do for the bloody... I mean, the planes. Okay, I go up into orbit. Okay, maybe you could have the...
Weapons. Oh, sorry, no. Sorry, you said planes. My bad.
Yeah, on the planes, maybe you go up into orbit to defend against plague-style meteorites coming down, and then the more you stop, when you go back down, you've got less infested to kill. That's the kind of thing you could do, I guess.
Maybe there's some kind of federation up in orbit doing some kind of blockade and you're sent to negotiate peace talks.
Okay, no, I know you're making a funny meme, but it doesn't explain how that links back to the planes. Literally, I can see outside my orbiter window, I can see the planet Earth. I'm thinking how big the planes are. At this distance, they'd be a speck. How does that speck relate to what's happening in orbit?
Actually, no, to be fair, I would have some kind of Grineer shenanigans going on in orbit that are, there's Vahek and he's monopolizing this region of space and getting down to the planes is exceptionally difficult. Then the question is how the fuck do the Corpus do it when they go to Cetus? But, ignoring that part.
Yeah.
But no, I get where you're coming from. I do genuinely. I think there needs to be something well developed for...
Yeah, it's a lot of reasons. But at the very least, I think the Orvalis one made sense, though, because Corpus kind of own Venus. They'd have control of orbit. And it makes sense for them to go orbital strike here now. So you have to go up into orbit to stop them doing that. That made sense to me. I like that concept. If they only just do it for Orvalis, because that's the one they showed, I think that would be good. But anyway, so this list that they've said, the next point is they've said that Orvalis has been abandoned. No, well, this whole time we're trying to finish this small list, and every point you've jumped on and given us a separate point to
talk about Deimos.
Okay,
what I'd love to see for Deimos, though, is they have these Leviathans like that sort of like grow from Deimos, and the Leviathans are trying to leave Deimos.
Nice.
Yeah. See. Now you like me talking.
No, I still mad. In fact, I was to finish a point of list. That's 4 points on it.
Go on, finish your point.
The last one was Orvalis. Is Orvalis abandoned? Has Orvalis been... Mostly everything DE introduces self-contained mini experiences that don't tie into anything else. Orvalis, they've all been abandoned by DE. Has Orb Valis been abandoned?
I feel Orvalis is the only one that can really be qualified as abandoned.
Yeah. I think the planes mostly reached a finish point. I would like to see more on them, but they're okay as their first test bed and things. Orb Valis, I do feel, didn't quite... It was an expansion on the system, but not enough. It was missing it needed multiple quests. It needed to use the whole map. It didn't do any of these things. I do feel Orb Valis was abandoned. K drives needed more to them.
Okay.
Right.
Pick something, Orb Valis, that you want to see added that you haven't previously said you wanted before.
Oh, that I haven't wanted before.
So, for example, me harping on saying I want the procedurally generated interiors. What is one thing you would like to see added to Orb Valis to give it that Orb Valis 2.0 oomph?
So that means I can't say, can we have more bounties that actually use all the cool areas on the map? Because I have said that before.
Indeed. Yeah. I want to give it some freshness. I can give you so I can start. They showed off those weird car things in the planes.
Oh, they did, yeah.
Yeah, like, oh, these will appear on the Orb Valis. Never happened. Like,
yeah.
I'd love to see those, just these automobiles driving around. And I mean, maybe that's what ended up being the one wheels that ended up appearing. But I would really like to see those cars, and maybe some mission that you have to like chase the car down, maybe with Arcwing, right? Just explore them. Maybe you have to do this mobile-based mission, but you get the idea.
K-Drive Championship quest line.
Very interesting.
With story.
With operators?
Can operators get on K-Drives?
No.
There you go. Yeah.
No, they can't.
Yeah, no, there you go. That'd be a way to introduce operators on K-Drives, because it would be... I'd love to expand the lore of the Vent Kids, what the corpus actually... I'd like to see there be like a group within the corpus that like... They do what Neff says, and obviously they have to fight the Voxelaris people. At the same time, they're like, well, we like betting on K-Drives, we like riding on K-Drives, so we'll happily run away from work for a minute to go compete in this championship. But then maybe along the lines, Neff wants somebody to win, or is secretly in it because he wants to do something with it, or wants to bet to get something out of information, or get the Vent Kids or something. And so he puts in some sentient technology which disables warframes, so you have to do it on your operator, on your K-Drive. That'd be interesting. But at first you're like, oh, you can make a joke about it. And then, like, when your operator first gets on it, it's like stumbles off of it. It's like, have you never ridden a K-Drive before? It's like, no, it's like my legs are made of jelly. I've never been able to get my operator on a K-Drive. Just I don't know. I just think that'd be it. It needed that. And so you could say like, oh, well, nobody plays K-Drive, so they won't make any more content for it, and we're back into the negative feedback loop. Yeah.
I think one big thing is that it would be good if the community could band together to highlight we want you to focus on this. Right? We will play it for the next 6 months to incentivize you to work on it. Even though it's pure hell, right? Just like Railjack, please work on it.
Yeah, I would be curious asking that. Is like, could you ask like Rebecca and say, right, we want to convince you to make people do K-Drive upgrades or more K-Drive content. How do we do this? Do we literally if we can get 5,000 people to play 2 hours worth of K-Drive in the next week, will that be enough to guarantee update to K-Drive? Where's the measurement metric of it?
I think we need a month of K-Drive movement in open worlds and get as many people on board as possible.
I wonder if that... yes, that's the thing. It's like, is that how... Because then I'll feed into my next point, because there's one thing on this list which I feel hasn't been mentioned that has been abandoned, and we haven't mentioned yet. What do you think it is?
I don't know. I'm go on.
Conclave. I would love to see Conclave work, and it's like what they never fully commit to Conclave. If you want to commit to a PvP thing in a game, it needs to have seasons. It needs to have competitive ranking and league. And okay, you might be able to say things like the the people who are the best are the people who host the games or whatever. That's a separate issue. But before we get to that issue and people whinging about that, and we could make it entirely cosmetic rewards and whatever. We have to have the reward to get people to play it. At the moment, you've not got that, and so nobody wants to play it because those people are so good, and nobody wants to try and fight against them because there's no reason to. If there were seasons, events, ranking leagues, then people are like, oh yeah. I mean, even if it just became the cheaters versus the cheaters would play it a lot more because they'd be like, oh well, I want to be the best. But there's no reason to. It's the same thing with K-Drive ranking on the rankings. It's just, and so they never commit to it. I know I don't really like always comparing Warframe to Destiny 2, but Destiny 2 has PvP and it's an intrinsic part of the game. You don't have to play it at all. But at least it has seasons and ranking and rewards that are special for PvP and then special events, weekend events. I think it's called Iron Banner, something like that. Things happen, with people with audio lines and things and events and such. Until you do that, you can't just be like, oh, please play our PvP. We add everything into PvP. No, there's no reason to. So that is the biggest. And then you got Lunaro. It's exactly the same. Could you imagine if we had Lunaro leagues? I know people say, oh, well, the person with the best thing wins. Right. Well, if they did a one every fourth month, there would be a Lunaro league, and in that they tested it and it's like, okay, we're doing this. This might be the only time less people play it. It will have dedicated servers just for the special league, and you got to get into the league. Oh, look, it's more fun that way with dedicated servers, and then more people play it, and then they go, okay, well, if this encourages more people to play it, maybe we'll have dedicated servers the whole time because we'll pay for it. But until you have that cool league thing with, e-sporty stuff, they won't ever nobody will play it.
I kind of agree with you. I also feel that the way to get improved PvP is actually have PvPvE.
Yes. Which Destiny no says, but Destiny does have it. Gambit, I think it's called.
I think that's the mode. But yeah,
so that's the biggest thing for me on abandoning the stuff that they keep. Oh, we're gonna make Conclave work, and they started again. They started quite strong when it was like small, just the 3 starting warframes and starting weapons. But it was like, okay, we're playing the game. This still doesn't feel like PvP because it didn't have a ranking system or anything like that. So that's what it doesn't. They never go the whole hog. Right. You got anything more to add? Any other systems you can think of that haven't been finished?
No.
But my last point is overall, I really think DE are trying on this. No, that they haven't given up on Railjack. They are going a whole hog on Railjack, and they are bringing the whole thing together with Railjack. They haven't abandoned it at all.
I concur. Let's go to replies.
They did try to fix their old cool shit. Their massive, most recent global difficulty rework I was so hyped for, that was supposed to fix the recurrent armor balance issue and balance status proc instance, was a massive letdown. I think that's talking about Steel Pad.
What? How? They just said they're just going to boost the numbers.
And they did.
They did.
And it was quite cool, and I like it. Works fine.
What? River.
Whatever happened to that? Nothing. It never existed to begin with. It was just a staged proof of concept.
That is very true.
Yeah, it was.
Okay. It's like, I mean, if it's a case of, do you want procedurally generated interiors for Corpus capital ships, or do you want transport between the open world and Railjack, procedurally generated interiors? Do you want the avionics rework so it's personal instead of whoever's hosting the ship? Or do you want Railjack transitions with open worlds, personal avionics, right? Do you want I genuinely feel everything they're working towards with Railjack trumps this whole transition thing. I really do feel that.
I have to wait and see. I want to see.
I cannot.
The fact that there would be the open. You say that, right? But the way that concept was trying to show was there'd be the open world and then the orbital region above the open world, and that one region could affect the other region. That I don't feel that they have trumped that. Even if they bring in missions with Railjack so that you go onto a ship or something and do the last event.
Or fix Venom.
Yeah, so you go onto ships, do Orphix Venom, because I know they've said that one, and then you go do stuff with your mech, and then you come out again and do more Railjack or whatever. That does not trump having, like, 2 environments that are interconnected. You know, with, like, orbital platform shooting stuff, or, like, you know, drop pod ships, and maybe some of, you know, so you go up into orbit. If you don't deal with it, you're going to get, like, mad amounts of super corpus that are high level and dangerous. But if you go, okay, before we assault that base, before we attack the starport, we'll go up to stop the drop ship being hovering over this orbital position, and then we come back down. That, to me, is much more groundbreaking. To me.
Trying to think. I get where you're coming from. I
still think it's good, though, improvements to Railjack, but I'm just saying that there was a lot to that concept that doesn't get explored.
I think the big thing for me is the fact that, you know, I was speaking about it before, the foundation for Railjack is so cracked and janky and can't support the weight of anything else. They need to fix that first.
I don't think it's that. No, I don't think it's cracked and janky. I think it's just they're building a conservatory, and they've built the bricks at the bottom, and then just keep going, these are nice bricks. Feeling?
No, I mean, I don't think that, you know, as Scott said it before during that Quiet Shy interview, right? I just don't think that Railjack currently, right, today, is in a healthy place right now, and building on top of it is...
No, I see what you mean. It's like, because if they added, I think instead what they've done is they looked at their foundation, saw the good points, saw the bad points, and then just scrapped it, and they built a new foundation. I feel that's what they're doing.
Yeah, and then they can look to build
on it. Yeah.
The transitions.
I never liked the old Railjack mod UI. You know, the one cone one. I couldn't tell what I was looking at most of the time. It felt so painful. It felt rushed, didn't it?
The UI was not intuitive, and I was just like, what am I looking at? What's all these pips? What's all these weird squiggles? What's all these weird shimmers?
Yeah.
I don't understand what these are supposed to mean.
And it was complete departure from, hey, look, mods. And now what are we getting? Hey, look, mods.
Mods. Yeah, I completely agree with that.
Like, oh, I know how those work. See, I think you're right. So yeah, now they'll build the house now on a sensible foundation, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Next one. They've stated already on at least one of their dev streams that they'll be focusing on finding things this coming year. While they also work on stuff they've already made known, New War, Deviri Paradox, etc.
No, fixing things.
Oh.
You said finding, fixing things this coming year.
Fixing things, yes, fixing things. Yeah. I think they are.
Yeah.
I'm really looking for... I'm not hyped, but I am enthusiastic for this new Railjack thing. You?
Yes. No, I am enthusiastic.
Yeah.
I'm holding judgment until I get my hands on it.
Of course.
Which I think everyone's going to do.
Yeah.
But the largest thing for me is making sure... Like, I mean, what if... Oh, yeah, we've got this transition thing, but Railjack's still a janky mess. But what was the point in getting the transition thing working? Yeah. I do think that they've probably got the next few years planned out, like when they're planning on releasing the Deviri Paradox. I don't know if they plan on doing a cinematic quest for the New War. Fuck, I hope they are. Or, you know, I'd even settle for just a cinematic quest for the time being and deal with the New War later. But yeah, I hope that they do have all this stuff. Well, I'm sure that they have this stuff planned out on their giant whiteboards of awesomeness, and they're just not wanting to tell us because they recognize, as much as people bang on about it, that they overhype and overpromise stuff. You know, I'm not going to deny that. I do get impatient when, like, oh my god, why isn't it out yet? But yeah.
Didn't the Dev Workshop post mention a new villain is going to be introduced in Tempestari? WTF happened to Stalker and Hunhow? Honestly, I can see why they can't spend too much time on fixing game modes and stuff, but they can at least try to use the characters they have rather than introducing new ones every time a major quest is added.
I'm believing that Tempestari is supposed to be the Queen Pin introduction is supposed to be there. Oh god, what's his name? Granum. I think that the Queen Pins are supposed to be working for Granum, if memory serves. So there you go. It's just Granum. You know, we're reusing a dude. Yes,
expanding his.
Yeah, I'm 100% behind this individual, though. What happened to Stalker? What happened to Hunhao? We have had a tease, right? That Steve is supposedly working on something story related for Stalker, but I'm completely on board. What the fuck happened to Hunhao? Like, a large part of me is wondering, has there been a falling out between the voice actor of Hunhao and DE, which is why we're getting no more Hunhao plot?
But then what you could do is just do a Peter Dinklage in Destiny. They just
phone it in.
No. If you don't know, they brought in a completely different voice actor, re-recorded all of the lines for Destiny 2 for the Ghost.
Yeah, get Nolan North.
Nolan North, yeah, get Nolan North. Let's hope Hunhao needs to be Nolan North. That's the thing. There are ways around it, or you could just have it that that Hunhao is crippled or whatever, and you just show that he's repairing himself, and you show that his voice is changing and adapting, and you just have it warped for a few times, and then you have the new voice actor take over. There are ways around it that take little amount of thought and effort. If that is the reason, I will be very disappointed, because that is a lazy excuse for such what was setting up to be a cool villain.
To be honest, I wouldn't be opposed, right, to Hunhao died when you broke the war.
Right? That needs explaining, but right? Yeah. Okay.
But it needs explaining. That's the point, right? You can't just, whoa, broken sword. Yeah? I mean, if he died because he apparently fused with Stalker...
Sorry, which was first? Octavia's quest or Second Dream?
Oh, fuck. Second Dream. We know Hunhao's not dead.
Yeah.
Fair point. Where the fuck is Hunhao? I keep forgetting that he even exists.
Yeah, I mean, did we destroy him in the weave? I don't think you do. If that was it, I'd be really disappointed, because he is huge. I was waiting to fight him in a railjack.
Jungus. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the thing. Maybe they're planning on actually having him as a raid fight, but because trials, but because the trials got removed, they had to sort of like rethink that.
Yeah, maybe.
That would be cool though.
That'd be a good reason.
Him on a railjack.
Yeah, but he's that big. You need to. He's huge.
Humongous.
I'm pretty sure the workshop for that's coming later tonight, actually. As for the Orb-Valis, they said that there's an update in the works for it involving an 8-man raid, and the Lich's update's coming later this year.
They never said 8-man raid, right?
They said raid.
They said a raid. They never said 8-man raid.
Right.
I feel it's really important that we can't expect it to be an 8-man thing, because we don't know if the Switch could handle it. Right?
Do you know they could? Here's something actually. They could do a 5-man raid. That would still technically be a raid, right? Because the game can handle 5 players in a map. Because of the way that, did you remember that's the way they do the Stalker missions, where you get the Stalker player coming in?
But have they ever done Stalker missions on Nintendo Switch?
I don't know, but I think that wouldn't be too big of a jump, would it? I know it would be one more player.
The hope is you're correct. Yeah, right.
I bet I would be. If anything, I bet I'm correct or not. But I'm still with you on this whole. I don't know if 8 players would work on the Switch, but something tells me that, because that's how the game works. I know it works on other consoles, so I can see it very potentially. I don't think it's wrong, because I think that's how. I think the game is fundamentally set up to allow 5 players in a map. But they don't ever use that 5th player most of the time.
Technically, it's just like a limit. It's just a soft limit that checks periodically, because like some time ago, I discovered a bug. Which
yes, I remember. Yes, that's a good point.
Yeah, 8 players to get into a regular void mission, because we circumvented the check by accident. You know, we immediately told DE, and it was patched out very quickly. But it's, I mean, it's not like there's a hardware limitation for PCs or consoles and things. The hardware limitation is literally just on the Switch in theory. But Personally, I think the best course of action is get squad link working, and then have different perspectives of the fight. So you could do like, did you ever do? Oh, crap, what was the Jordas verdict?
No.
Right. So with Jordas verdict, there was an interior part and an exterior part.
Oh yeah, I know, yeah.
If you had squad link, right, you could just do that so that people don't transition between the two.
You just have a team that's outside
right?
and team that's inside. Yeah.
Exactly, right? And I think that would work perfectly fine. But the only thing is they need to get squad link sorted.
Maybe that is the best way to do squad link, is that you start a raid, and that puts the squads together there and then. But then they go through separate missions that link together. Who knows? Yeah.
Yeah. And one thing that they could do, so that's normal mode. Hard mode could have 3 or 4 squads linked together.
Yeah, actually, it's a good point. That'd be a better way of doing raids if they were in separate missions. Yeah, if that can be done. Who knows how it works back end? But yeah. Right, should we move on to the last point?
Yep, my last point.
I'm pretty sure.
Was that not the last point? Yeah, that was last. We already did that one because I picked up on the 8-man raid thing.
Oh no, sorry, I never finished it. You wanted to talk about raids midway through. I've never finished the line.
Go on then.
I'm going to start again.
Go on then.
I'm pretty sure the workshop for that's coming later tonight, actually. As for the Obvalis, they said there's an update in the works for it involving an 8-man raid.
You waited.
When I start a whole thing about raids, and the Lich update's coming later this year. They pushed back the new war and Deviri 2 to 3 years to get all this stuff working properly.
Again,
yeah.
When have they said 2 to 3 years?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
They've pushed it back. The end.
Yes. Who knows? Maybe 5 years. Maybe 10 years. Who knows? Yeah.
Warframe may never come.
Wait, is it the 8th or 9th anniversary this year?
8th.
Wow. Gonna hit that 10-year thing. Though they're saying that about Destiny. At least they're actually sticking with Destiny 2 and they haven't bolted onto Destiny 3 yet.
Well, that's because they're able to chop out the content. And have you heard that they've already got Forsaken on the chopping block?
Really?
Yeah, no, seriously.
What's left?
I'll find you the article. I'll find you Shadow Keep.
And the new light thing. The literally last 2 expansions. That is... I assume what they'll do, they'll take out like 3 planets, then bring back one of the vaulted planets. Just be like, oh, here's a vaulted planet to play on.
There's an article on with Game Informer about it. I'll find it for you. But yeah, they've already got in the plans that they're going to be vaulting Forsaken. So it's all right. You know, that's how Destiny 2 will get to the 10-year thing, by constantly taking stuff out.
By basically just creating Destiny 3 through just shuffling a conveyor belt as planets fall off. Instead of it being a moving conveyor belt in sections, it sort of just slowly moves off the edge.
One Division. What was was it the Boat of Theseus?
Yes. Yes.
The Boat of Theseus. Is it still Destiny 2?
It's still Destiny 2.
It doesn't have any of Destiny
if you remove all the components and add new components and new planets,
is
it still Destiny 2? I do not understand the Ship of Theseus reference. Okay, how about Destiny 2? I get it now.
Yeah.
I understand.
Right. I think we're done with this topic.
We are done with this topic. Let me click off topics off. Right. Oh, no, I need to click my thank you. Oh, no, I want that. And click, and topics off.
Right, so now we're going to move on to the graphs. And do you want to bring up the first graph?
I do.
Cool. So the first graph is... I need to actually get them up on my screen as well. Right, okay. So I asked, check all the boxes that apply to where you are with your operator. So this is in relation to
this is
Chains of Harrow.
Yeah.
I had someone, I'll see if I can actually quickly find their name. They messaged me on Twitter about how Chains of Harrow was like a janky mess. I asked them, could you replay it? Zaphod. So Zaphod messaged me on Twitter. The main problem with Chains of Harrow is that it's using the Motamp, which is the worst starter weapon in the game. It means you're going into a hard encounter that relies on void mode stealth with a weapon that can take multiple charges to kill foes. Combine this with Shazbot. Basically, I turned to them and was like, can you actually redo it? It turns out you can. I'll let you know if I find a more fun amp makes the difference in the final fight. Right now, I'm enjoying how spooky and atmospheric the haunted ships look in the new lighting engine. They've updated the quest with using the new Corpus ships. Okay, that was a cakewalk. An amp with the shotgun style primary and homing disc made this way easier, and they actually linked a video as well.
I'm kind of sad about that. I wish they kept the old chips for that.
Yeah, but I kind of feel that for the start of the game because, hey, look, it's what was it?
The Corpus Vitae has been revamped. They look exactly the same. We've revamped them. We put a new fresh coat of paint on them.
Yeah. Anyway, so I wanted to know where everyone was, and making this checklist was a little difficult. So, asking, I've completed the second dream. 97 people said yes. So I can only assume one person hasn't done any of this, or they decided not to vote. I've completed the wall within. I have / had the Motamp, so nearly everyone has done that.
Yeah.
Right. Then I've got multiple different amps. 86 people have got that, so very few people are left with just the Motamp.
Interesting. So I was actually wondering if acquisition of new amps was a hard thing, but it does seem there's a small amount of people who fall off on that, but not massive.
Maybe it's just a case of they haven't engaged with it, but regardless. Then we're down to I can do a Tridalon, do a single Tridalon run in a night, right? Then we're tied for I've obtained all the waybounds and I've maxed one focus tree. Yeah?
Oh, yep.
Right. Then it's I can do multiple Tridalon runs in a night.
Yep.
Followed by I've maxed out multiple focus trees. And then lastly, the least done thing is I've completed all focus trees.
Yeah, now,
right?
That is, I think, a big problem. I think at this point... no, where's the one focus tree?
I've completed...
I've completed one focus tree? I've maxed out one focus tree, 41%. Yeah, even that's too low in my opinion. See, this is where my moaning about the focus cap comes in. Like, those numbers need to be 80% have done at least one, and about 50% maybe, or 40% have done all. People need to have finished one focus tree. That should be 100%.
You know what? I think...
You know what?
I think you should be able to have a latent focus school. Right? This is my natural focus school, and you do not need lenses for it.
Yeah, right? You pick one at the start, don't you?
Yeah.
That one should have no lenses. Yeah, that's another good idea.
That will 100% guarantee that at least one focus school will be maxed out.
Yeah.
Then you need the lenses for the other schools. That is what I think it should be.
That is a very good idea, Mr. Xeno. You write that down.
Do what with it?
Well, right. If once my model's finished, one of my first video is please get rid of the focus cap, and I might steal that idea.
do it, just do it.
Well, I want my skin. I need my skin. Maybe I should just give up. Maybe I should just do it without my skin.
Maybe you should start getting the rest of it ready, and then.
Well, what else do I got to get ready?
The environment. I don't know what setting you're doing it in. The script. I don't know.
Yep.
Okay. Right.
Yep.
Anyway.
Got ship.
Anyway. How do you feel? So the next graph, number 2. Button.
Oh,
you have a button to press.
Ooh.
Right, number 2. How do you feel about the Chains of Harrow quest? Right. 3% said negative, 23% said neutral, and 73% said positive. Right? Because this was off the back of the topic, is the game? It's like, am I supposed to hate the Chains of Hara quest? Am I supposed to hate the game? Yeah.
Okay.
Right? Then the third graph. Right. I asked the question: Do you have any misophonia triggers? And you'll be proud of me of this. I actually got the definition of what misophonia is, and I actually put it in the description of the question, so people didn't have to go, "What the fuck is misophonia?"
Misophonia.
So misophonia is where you have. Oh god, you're gonna make me fucking look it up now, aren't you? Right. Misophonia is a disorder in which certain sound triggers emotional or psychological responses that some might perceive as unreasonable given the circumstances. Those who have misophonia might describe it as when a sound drives you crazy. Their reaction can be range from anger to annoyance to panic and the need to flee.
The sound trigger.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So it's just like a specific audio trigger. Like for me, I do suffer from it. It's whenever someone starts breathing into their microphone. It pisses me off to no end.
Ah. Would the sound of eating be another one?
Yes. Yeah.
Aha.
Sound of eating, sound of chewing.
I'm with you now. Right,
yeah,
so
yeah.
you have any misophobia triggers?
Right. So 27% said yes, 30% said not that I'm aware of, and 73% said no. Right?
Yeah, I'm not that aware of. I don't think I do, but
yeah. I mean, I do you know of any sounds that you're just like, God, that sound is so fucking annoying?
No.
Okay. So I thought that was worthwhile asking because of one of the comments was breathing. Do you remember how they were saying like the breathing sound in the original post? Yeah. So I thought it was worth asking. Right. Next. Press the button.
Oh. What are we on? 4?
4. Right. So now we're talking about how Melee, like the biggest problems with Melee are blood rush and weeping wounds and the
condition overload.
The original post and maybe condition overload.
Which had been nerfed already, apparently. I didn't realize it'd been nerfed already, but it's still, I think, big problem.
But the whole point was that the original post said that nerfing those two mods would be the be all and end all solution. Oh, so it was reduce the maximum combo multiplier,
yeah,
but get to it faster, right?
Yeah.
Which my argument was, well, that's going to do fuck all. But so it's apparently the combo multipliers already had a nerf and things like that, and I just don't engage with Melee nearly enough. But regardless of that, so the question was, do you feel nerfing Blood Rush and Weeping Wounds and maybe Condition Overload would solve all of Melee's problems? Right? 12% said yes, 19% said don't care, and 77% said no. No. And I asked, please elaborate in comments. Did we get any?
Yes, there's stuff. I think I've got at least one. I think I've pulled Anarchy Gaming's one, definitely.
Do you want to read it now?
No, I'll save it for thingy. Oh, well, fine. No, I'll do it now. Cool. Okay, no, I'll do it now.
Yeah.
So, Anarchy Gaming's. I can definitely see there might be others, but I didn't take all of them. I just took this one. The Anarchy Gaming 4 days ago. The question about nerfing Blood Rush and CO. I honestly feel that nerfing what we call scaling mods won't in any way solve any problem with Melee. In fact, it would make it worse. The root of the problem is that enemies are far too tanky to be killed by guns. Melees can do this because their damage scales. If removing it is a must, the game needs a universal scaling damage system like each scaling proc. Like 6 fire procs and 2 puncture would be a total of 8 procs. Grants a 1% damage boost for Melee. CO would still benefit from multiple elements but at a reduced rate, but it would grant primary and secondary 5% bonus damage per proc. So then Melee keeps the scaling area damage, but guns get higher single target scaling damage. Interesting idea.
Well, why would I use guns?
Because range.
But parkour 2.0.
But you could defend a spot easier. You know, that's the other thing, is that mobs don't really engage you much at range, do they? Not
What
really.
do you mean? Yeah, they do.
No,
Not the infested.
No.
Oh, actually, define range. Are we talking like, oh, we got a grand hall here, and they're over in that corner? Right? No.
I mean, literally,
right,
we got a grand hall, and there's 5 troops sitting on a balcony up there shooting down at me, and I've got mobs over here, you know, massive distance sort of thing.
Yeah, like normally it's within what, I don't know, 5 to 10 meter range.
Maybe 5 to 30 meter range, I would say so. But you never get like a 50 meter or a 60 meter or 100 meter range. Like, well, you never get a sniper. Sniper should be able to snipe you from mad range. They're snipers.
Yeah.
They're snipers. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Last
and then
graph, which is graph 5.
Yep, graph 5. So this one is dropping off the bottom of the screen. I apologize, everyone. I didn't expect it to do that. So I'll go through it briefly.
Oh god.
But so the question was, what 5 melee weapon classes do you like the least? Right? And there's some very distinct winners on this, right? So 93% of the people picked fist weapons. 95% of people, 35% picked machete and scythes. And then 34 for war fans. And then 31 for sparring, right? So those are the top 5 least liked melee weapons.
And the best liked ones are staff at 4%, sword at 8%, and then
those
dual swords, gunblade, heavy blade, nakana, and sword and shield. Sword and shield, wow, at 12%.
Yeah. So it's like there are these whole classifications of melee weapons that are just, you know, not liked.
I'm shocked on rapier at 28% because I picked up the side of leveling the Distresser Prime recently. I was like, wow, this is fun.
Yeah.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. But, you know, I think the big thing with the Distresser is it's very single point focus, whereas a lot of the other ones are like wide sweeping area focused, right? Which means that they can hit multiple things at once. Yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. Right.
I think we're out on that
Cool.
one,
Well, that's it for the graphs. Now let's move on to finding the topic again. Let's move on to the next section, which I think is the community. No, supporter questions.
Yes, I have them up. Bernardo 5, the Airburst. With DE wanting to actually buff guns up to the level of melee that they're partially nerfing, would it be sensible to give guns more base functions to support them in the same way that melee has? For reference, the support for melee includes stances, functions like follow-through, a combo counter, and mods that mechanically function with it, and quite a few others. Sadly, snipers have some of those, and it hasn't helped.
I do feel that the gunplay could really benefit from a dedicated fire mode kind of slot. So, you know, you turn a Latron. I think Latron's the single shot rifle, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you turn a Latron into a burst rifle, and as a result, it just changes how the weapon works. You know, do that with
the problem. The problem I have with that is that there's so few mods make such an impact, and that the base gun is the fire mechanisms and a few base stats to start from that mods do crazy things with. If you remove fire mechanism or add adjustments, I mean, I suppose it wouldn't be too ridiculous because you wouldn't be adding like triple burst fire to every gun. You'd probably add just like single shot and auto to some guns and things like that. But it would just diminish when a new gun comes out, the uniqueness of having a gun with multiple fire mechanisms.
Maybe different ammunition types.
Isn't that what mods are, though?
Hollow point, huh?
Isn't that what mods are? I suppose you could say ammunition types that you can change on the fly, or ammunition types that you take as equipment things that give you a 1-minute buff or something. You could do that, I guess. Like you load an overcharged capacity mod power pack your next 3 reloads or something. You know, you could do that, I guess.
Potentially. I'm just trying to think what you could do.
Premium ammo. Cost platinum. Work for World of Tanks. And War Thunder.
Wait, do they genuinely have premium ammo in World of Tanks?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Dear God.
There's basically high explosive ammo and penetration ammo. One that does, I can probably get this wrong for World of Tanks, one that's good at penetrating but doesn't do a lot of damage, and then one that's very hard to penetrate with, but if you hit in the right place, it does a lot of damage internally. And then there's the premium ammo, which is just the best of both.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm trying to... I don't know. I really don't know what you could do for gunplay to make it, you know, comparable to Melee. I really don't know.
Right.
Like, apart from adding more silly stats and things, you know, just making it more complicated, I really don't know what you could do.
Well, you could add a combo counter.
How
Headshot
does that
combo.
fucking work?
Well, there are guns with unique things with headshots and things.
You can't do headshot combo because consoles.
You could. It'd just be very hard for them. They have aim assist.
Yeah, which if you aim at the head goes for the torso.
Does it?
Yeah.
That's nice. Okay, well, anyway. So, also from Bernardo5, the Air Burst. Having seen the upcoming buffs to Zephyr, with the ever-cheerful Pablo at the helm, can either of you think of a buff to her kit that DE have overlooked?
I haven't actually seen the buffs to Zephyr. I know that they were announced. That should have been in the war report. I completely missed that.
She can basically hover permanently.
Can she?
Yeah. There are some other changes to like... No, but she sort of hovers in a hover mode, like shooting, like above. Wisp can't do that. Okay.
So Titania?
But Titania can move around. It's yeah. I think she gets like a damage buff and things, but it's just yeah. It's you watch the video. There's also something to do with the hurricanes that they come out maxed. You don't have to build them up anymore. And I think there's less of them, but they have a more stronger ragdolling effect. And once I know it's a minor change, but it is very helpful. Once an enemy is ragdolling in the air and dies, they instantly drop to the floor, so you can tell instead of them just being this sort of floating corpse that you might think you need to be shooting. That's kind of useful.
I feel that they need... that Zephyr needs a Dyson mode so I can dry my hands better.
This is quite what I was going to say. I was going to say that the longer, if Zephyr stays in the air long enough, she has an expanding bubble of universal vacuum that expands the whole map. If you can hover in the air for ages, eventually she'll just suck everything in. But then we're like, there's universal vacuum, but you have to be a pinata in the air.
I can just imagine people just like, you know, they jump off the highest cliff in the plains of Eidolon and just like slowly fall down. And like you get like all these corpses of like fish and shit just like flying, smacking Zephyr in the face.
Yep. Then she just reaches what's the town called again? I've forgotten.
Cetus?
Yeah, it reaches Cetus. No, my lunch!
No lunch for Konzu.
Late lunch for Consul. Ball 3303, which has a giant black box blocking it out.
That's got that is a statement for something else as opposed to a question.
Okay.
Keep going.
And while I'm going all out, just this once, EP question, what do you think of the new gun buff making tier 4 difficulty, level 40 to 60, further irrelevant? Should DE completely redo difficulty tiering, add a new endgame tier, or just keep on pretending it isn't an issue? What do you think of the new gun buff making tier 4 difficulty further irrelevant?
What gun buff?
How does it make it? I don't know. Could you expand on this, Call 303? Because I don't know what you mean.
I feel.
How does it make tier 4 irrelevant? What keys?
Well, no, I think the big thing is that because guns are getting a buff to close the gap with melee, that the combat with the enemy is going to be more of a trifle.
But it's literally only the combat with the enemy between level 40 and 60 referred to as T4. I assume that must be void tiers?
Yeah, and so there's Mott is classified as like the original T4 void key tile
Mott's
sort of thing.
an endless tile though, isn't it?
Yes, yeah.
So
it's
the
a
mobs will
survival,
go
but,
above level 60. Eventually.
eventually.
Yeah.
But the whole point is they got like a 4 times damage modifier,
Have they?
I think. Yeah. So that they hit a lot harder. At
Right, so
low
apart from
levels.
mods, which mean, okay, so at lower levels they'll be easier, this tier 4 magical difficulty. Maybe it's just time for a tier 5 difficulty. I don't see how this is an issue.
Well, no, personally, I think that one thing DE have not said aloud is with this whole closing of the gap, they're also going to be adjusting the damage numbers for the scaling for the enemies. I think that because if we're just going to be walking around slaughtering paper people, like, where's the fun in that? And I completely agree. Maybe as you say, there needs to be a tier 5. Like, so all the tier 4 stuff got upped to tier 5.
Yeah.
And the tier 1 stuff doesn't exist anymore.
Drugel says,
got a bump up.
how are you today? How are you doing today? Or in other words, how do you feel?
I don't understand the question.
How do you
I'm
feel?
all right. Working hard on getting my my relationships with my passion projects working properly.
He's got commitment issues with them though. He's just too passionate.
Yeah.
Cheating on them for one for the other.
So much.
Also, Zerul says, Xeno, face rig when?
No.
I did better. This is better than face rig. This is more complex. I'm done. No face rig. Face rig is an abomination on my machine, which I can't get rid of. It doesn't work.
Yeah, oh no, we did try it.
We did try. I
work.
bought it so that we could try it, and we could not get it working. And when we looked online, everyone's like, "Yes, it doesn't work anymore, really." And it's like, "Oh, great, yeah."
Yeah,
it's junk.
It's completely dead.
However, Xeno may be using a frame for some little thing future, hopefully.
Yeah, I'm just waiting.
We're waiting. We are waiting. Devaro says, do you anticipate Stalker Mode being released in 2023?
Maybe 2033.
2033. Stalker.
Oh, sorry, that's Metro.
Spicy crisps or flaming chips?
Wait. What are flaming chips?
I don't know. And they're spicy?
Do they just get some chips and then light them on fire?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'd go with the spicy ones then, because I don't like fire in my mouth. There we go. Good answer.
Yeah.
Right.
I concur. Or flaming noodles.
Dear me. Right. Okay, we ready? We done that?
Yeah, we've done that.
Cool. So the responses to last week's video. Benjamin Smarridge. Xeno, you keep saying Call of the Tempestrati. I think you're getting Tempestari confused with Entrati. There's no second T. Starii. I think you keep saying Tempestrati. There it be Tempestari.
Yeah.
It's Benjamin Smarridge.
It's a made up word.
Actually, no, it's not. It's a word. It is a word.
All words are made up.
Yes, but they're made up by committee rather than one person for their fictional story.
Okay, what does Tempestari mean then?
I can't remember, but I'll look it up later. It is a word. It's a Roman word or something. It means like night sky or something. I can't remember. I thought.
No, there is a second T. Tempestarii.
Yeah, but no, but you keep saying Tempestrati, as in a third T. Then sorry.
I got the R and the A the wrong way around. Stra, not star.
No, you keep saying Tempstrati. Tempestrati.
I don't know. It's a fucking word.
Okay, I've done the Anarchy Gaming one.
Bloody word.
Pivlix14, if you want these kinds of challenge, why don't you play Destiny 2? Not being mad or anything, but you need to take a step back and try to think about it. Just because something is mechanically complicated, it doesn't equal that it's going to be fun. Just that it's going to be complex. I learned that the hard way with boss fights in a mod I'm making with some folks, actually. Why don't you give Library of Ruiner a try and see if you really are going to enjoy complicated boss fights? As that game has both simple, but as well complicated boss fights, some being hated. Oh, okay. Is Library of Ruin a game, or is that part of Destiny 2? I don't know. I'll have to look that up. But thank you, Piflix14. I want to say, actually, we do play Destiny 2. We normally play it once a year after games. EGX is normally when we pick up Destiny 2, and we do. I do enjoy Destiny 2. We're not. Oh god, Destiny 2, hey, it's all. I mean, I think even Xeno says we like Destiny 2. We just have issues with mainly with the narrative methods it uses. Like we both like first-person shooters, don't we? We have nothing wrong. Oh god, you shoot mobs, it's fun. We love that. You can use abilities. We like that. It's fun. What we hate is it's like, who are we? What? Why are we here? Why am I on a spaceship next to the sun?
So the gunplay of
it's solid. Yeah.
Destiny 2 is so damn solid.
Yeah.
Right.
Good. We love it.
The mobility, I'm not a huge fan on. The mounts seems a bit superfluous.
But they're all right. They're functional.
But the plot?
Yeah.
What is it? Oh yeah,
no, actually, the setting is nice. Visually, it's cool. The graphics and visual side is cool. The sound effects, actually, the music tracks, really cool. But then you put it all together and you smother this what is referred to as the plot over the top of it, and you're like, what is going on? Why? Yeah. Oh, you have to read this book. Oh, you have to read these online snippets. No, I'm not doing that. It's stupid.
I can't remember. Is it Zavala or Ikora that I have my manic screaming at sessions of shut up?
Both?
Was it both?
I'm pretty sure it's both. Or Zavala, you're like, why have you turned up here, Zavala? Why didn't you help earlier? Why didn't you do this? Why aren't you doing this? What are you doing now? Why is the thing not happening? I think Ikora is, shut up, why do you exist? Shut up, why do you exist? Why do you exist? Shut up. Like, oh god. So we have played. Okay, we never play any of the seasonal content. I know that does get like mini story-esque stuff in, but the only thing we haven't played with Destiny 2 is the last expansion, because sadly last year there was no EGX, so we did miss out on the last expansion. But we've played every Destiny expansion before then.
I think
we haven't played the trials or raids, or whatever they're called. I would say that we have done strikes, but we haven't done them.
We didn't finish. Shadowkeep.
We did. We did. No, we did. We
did we?
Yeah. It was just so blah that we didn't like what the darkness mods. We got to the point when there was like mods and we had to de-darkify them in the de-darkinator and things, and there was the one dark pyramid underneath the place, but it was just so, what the hell is going on? This is so awful, that we had no idea what was going on. We were like,
fucking blank the shit out of that out.
Yeah, exactly. I did as well, until I went and thought, oh no, wait, we did do that, and we did do that, and I'm like, it left zero impact on me. Forsaken was good. The next one, what was awful. It was so bad and all over the place. We're like, what is this? Pyramid blackness. And we like the plot. We are listening. We literally all shut up to listen to whatever plot the game gives us, and we're like, what is this?
Can't understand it.
Yeah. I don't mean to brag on it, because overall,
actually, Loz, that's what we should do.
But in French.
We should just set the language. Well, actually, no. We'll probably start screaming at like Ikora and Zavala. Even
well, it needs to be justified then. Even more justified.
No, we should change it. We should change it into another language with no subtitles, so we have no idea what's being said, and we could just effectively ignore them.
We can make our own plot up. That would work.
Fixing Destiny 2.
How to fix Destiny 2.
Yeah.
But as for the other point, so just saying that, as for mechanically complicated, so both of us have done World of Warcraft, which can actually get mechanically complicated with multiple people needing to do multiple things at certain times to work, and we enjoy that. I mean, I do agree, yeah, but we're not, obviously everything is in moderation. Yeah, you wouldn't want something that is crazily complex for what it is. And that, partly, I think you got to hit a point on that, Piflix, because that's what I think went wrong with the first trials that DE did. I think they were too complex to start with. The first trial, the very first thing it does is it puts a poison tick on everyone, which is a ticking clock, or someone has to have a trinity and completely spanning healing, right? That was the one of the worst things they could have done. This is the first trial, the first time you got 8 people. You want them to come out and explore and gently understand and try out things in the environment. No, ticking clock on your face, get to it. It was terrible. It was a stupid idea. Save that for the hard mode, where everyone has seen the area, they know what they have to do, and now you've put a time limit on them. But this is why I really feel that DE don't. Their design of bosses and super environments is their worst historical thing they've done, because they historically looking at it, they don't know what they don't know what they're doing with it, because they just do not seem to understand raid content. On all raid content, the way you want to do it is the first boss or the first trial is fairly straightforward, fairly easy. Allow people to gain some territory into the map, into the area. This is normally what happens with some World of Warcraft maps, when the first few bosses are normally quite easy to let people come in. When they don't do that, it causes massive roadblocks. Like the second raid they ever put in basic World of Warcraft was Blackwing Lair. The first boss was really mechanically complicated, with people controlling one thing to kill eggs while people split into teams to control some mobs and kill other mobs. And then the second boss was super. This is Blackwing Lair. That's Razorgore. Then Veilstraz, another complex boss, which was a gear check. And then after that, 3 loot pinata bosses that just everyone kills. But it was a massive hurdle and made it hard for people to move up into that new raid tier, because the first 2 bosses were just massive roadblocks. But if you got past those, the next 3 bosses fell over. So you had 5 bosses in a row to get loot from. So if you got to that point, you could move on. But that they should have done. That's what they do now, is they move the loot bosses to the first ones, the fairly easy bosses. So you get into the raid, you can get some loot that progress forwards. I know we don't have loot in World of Warcraft, but it's the same thing with the raid. Okay, we've got 8 people in a raid. Click and clock, off you go. It was stupid. It's like, what were they thinking? I think it's because we've got to do this, we've got to do this, and we've got to do this. It's like, no, the first raid, they shouldn't have overdeveloped it. It should have been easy. They should have literally done no new assets for the new first raid, apart from the boss tile at the end. And they should have just reused the existing assets, but stick 8 people in it and put a few basic concepts about working together, like the 2-pad thing. That's what it should have been. So people could have been in their own time, enjoying and experiencing the first raid. And then a hard mode of it, poison ticking clock. It just annoys me so much. Sorry, it's a pet peeve. I hide that one.
No, I get where you're coming from. I think the biggest problem for me is the fact that there were too many new concepts with the raid. So things like, the pressure pad doors.
Yeah.
I remember doing it like the first time I did it with Magamu, like we managed to eventually work. We were there for like an hour and a half trying to work out how to engage with the vats. I can't remember what they were called. And the fact that we had to find these panels that were on the floor and follow the orange cabling. There you go, found them. But this is not introduced anywhere else within Warframe. Same with the pressure pads.
They do use that now, the cable thing. In the caves in the caves in Eidolon, if you can't find your way out the caves.
Now they do. But not back then.
But even then, that's not in the area. But the same thing, I think they design it, they say if we give infinite time, people will find this easy. They don't appreciate that when you've got 8 chickens, you're trying to herd, or 7 chickens in yourself, you're trying to herd them through something, that's difficult alone, let alone putting a ticking clock element on it. We got to put these poison vats, and then everyone's being hurt continuously, and then, you got to do it. It's like, no, just let people chill. Enjoy the content.
The one part that took needlessly too long was getting people to stand on the Grineer numbering pads.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Like, okay, 8th person stand on the 8th pad.
Yeah.
And I'm like, who's number 8? Look at the side on the thing.
Again, right? This is how it should have been. Put lots of mobs in that room. On the basic difficulty, the first one, you clear the room, no more mobs spawn. So then it's literally trying to get people standing on pads, because getting people standing on those pads was difficult as it was. Freaking ridiculous. That's the thing.
Get rid of the scorpions on that one.
Because DE exactly. That's a hard difficult thing. Because DE don't experiment with that content, they don't appreciate how hard it is to herd cats, because they've never had to herd cats. I swear, I don't know. I swear, none of them have raid leaded in an MMO. I honestly, I feel that's the case.
No, I genuinely think they do, but their expectations of the
efficiency of working with people, yeah. No, that's the thing. It's like, there are always going to be those super good people who do it in 2 seconds. I know what they're doing, but you don't design raids for those people. You design a difficulty tier for those people. You design raids for the lowest common denominator.
What was the worst thing for? The weirdest thing for the raids in Warframe was the fact that it would take longer to get the raid group together than to actually do the raid. You could do the raid in about 20 minutes. The whole thing from start to finish in about 20 minutes. It would take you at least 40 to find that 8th person that wanted to do the raids.
But, that's because people didn't want to do them because of things like the stupid poison ridiculous. Because it was such an offensive experience. Nobody wanted to do it most of the time.
They needed a looking for a raid thing.
Well, no, but they also there was that, but they also needed the first raid to be an inviting raid for something easy to do. Instead, they made it literally is offensive. The game ticks your health down. Then the second one does something similar as well. They don't understand that people want to enjoy being in there. Raids are not something to do rushed and hurriedly. Sometimes you want people to sit on the floor and chill for a minute while we think, well, we're going to get through the next door. It just annoys me. It's like let's move on. Thank you, Piflix, for that question. Just Elliowood, does Zephyr Deluxe also get an ephemera? Oh, I don't know. We were coming up with things to add to the Zephyr Deluxe pack, if you remember.
Oh, no, I don't think she does.
Yeah, there we go. Just Elliowood, you're right. That needs an ephemera. Reteb Jafar, or just make some enemies melee immune. Oh, yeah, I was going to suggest. So I took that, literally that 1 point out of Reteb's thing. Melee immunity. Should any mob be immune to melee?
Only if we take away sword alone.
Yeah. That's what. Yeah, or it would be cool if you play solo. This is the thing. I really think that when you play solo, because you lock yourself in, other people can't join you when you pick solo. Then you can sword alone on that mob. But if you don't, it could be melee. That's the only other way I think you could do it.
No, I just think flat out you always.
It encourages teamwork because somebody could do the melee, some people could do the shooting. You see, or the warframe abilities.
Well, not on solo. You can't.
No, but on solo, the mob is not melee.
Oh yeah. I just feel like no, just get rid of sword alone. Just fucking get rid of it. Just because it's holding them back. Like, oh yeah, what happens if all 4 people just bring swords?
Yeah, fair. But the game could put a thing saying you are in a team where all of you are using swords. This is stupid. You may be aware that some enemy, like it pops up, like you cannot use your weapon is not level 30 as a warning. Just
I really feel the easiest solution, just take away sword alone. We can hide our weapons quite easily. There's a fucking checkbox in the appearance.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Oh no, but I want to handicap. So I'm going to tie my feet together and tie one arm behind my back. Yeah, stopping. Yeah.
It's like saying, I want to hop up this ramp as a challenge, which doesn't need my arms at all.
Yeah.
But I'm going to chop off my arms just to prove I can do it without arms, even though I don't need to use my arms to hop up this cliff. Because you can hide the weapons now. Yeah, I think maybe get rid of sword alone. Or if people do go sword alone and they can't do it, it's like, well, sorry, you're an idiot. Sorry, just don't do that content or be aware of it. I really think I think it has gotten a stumbling block for the game where if they have to go, but you should be able to kill everything with just a melee weapon. I think that's bad. I know it's cool and people can do it, but I think and don't take away that feature if people use it, but I think it's bad to design the game around that feature.
Yeah. It makes it too difficult, too restrictive, and then it's like, but you have to have like damage mitigators, so you got damage reduction if they're using melee, but they're just gonna fucking cheese it, aren't they? They're gonna find the thing that's gonna outdo the whole, just fucking make them immune.
It's a very extreme example, as I keep saying, that D doesn't know what you're bringing to a game anymore. They don't know if you're bringing a necromech, a arcwing gun, an operator, Rivens in these things, and if you're just going, but we have to account for the one idiot that's just running around with a fang or a chev. The whole game must be bent around the fact that one person wants to equip all of their stuff and use a chev. So JJ24, they said the solution is a weekly cap. I can't quite remember what solution this was towards, but do you like the idea of weekly caps? But I can't remember what it was for now. I think it was focus.
Yeah, I'm fine with a weekly cap.
Weekly caps, we like weekly caps.
I could spend one day, just max the whole thing out.
Yeah.
I think start with a daily cap, but have a transition time. So like after 3 months, weekly cap.
Yeah, okay. Yannick Lupasek. Yannick Pakic. I'm sorry if I butchered your name.
Who can't pronounce Tempestari?
Hey, I'm reading letters.
I'm joking, dude. I'm joking.
Regarding that request in the operator, I played it recently. I liked the whole quest besides the end fight. Reason being, my operator didn't have any amp mod. I didn't even know there are mods for the operator. I never did the Eidolon hunt, not even today. I'm fresh, master rank 11, so mid-game. And I had the impression those huge scary Eidolons are something very much stronger than Warframe, so I didn't even bother and kept playing regular missions, getting more guns, etc. So the last fight in Harrow was insanely annoying since I kept dying over and over after a hit or two. Thankfully, after I died, any tiny damage I did to the chains, etc. didn't vanish, so after 300 deaths, I was able to finish it. I think it would be good to lock the quest with the requirement of having an amp. That would at least lead me to start finding out about them and get some. Yes, that would be good.
Yeah. Are there mods for amps?
I don't think there's mods, but I think maybe because as they're saying, I think they're just linking several things. I think maybe they're talking about arcanes and things.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair.
But yeah, I definitely think that is ridiculous. I mean, I just want to say from a gameplay point of view, just how many fails there are. I don't mean to be mean, but fails in this, because it's like the player has seen Eidolons, assumed they're so much tougher than themselves that it's like, oh yeah, we're not going to be able to beat those like a tank or something. I won't even bother engaging with those. Has completely missed over the amp thing, and then is almost at a gameplay dead end where they're at a bit of the content where they literally just need to go pick up an amp, and they don't even think they can get an amp because they don't understand about them, and then they're having to brute force 300 deaths onto that content. I really think it should say you need an amp to play this mission, just as a warning, or warning pop up. If you're finding this mission difficult, please go to Cetus to go get yourself an amp for your operator. Like that. Why not?
Yeah.
Or hell, bleed it into the quest that you need to go get one. Because it never sends you to pick up your amp. If you don't go in maybe
it should just be a dialogue that just says like, we advise you take go get an amp from. Yeah, because it can look at the contents of your account and things. Oh, you haven't got this. You get the idea. Anyway.
Yeah, why doesn't, as soon as you finish the War Within, you should get Onko saying, you have matured, the whatever's the paths are telling me that you should come see me on Cetus, and it should just keep telling it every time you log in until you get an amp.
Can we pause for a second?
Well, we're done on those.
Right, so now we're going to do the memes.
Cool. Right, I could click this off for now. Right, meme. Okay. Oh, wait, I've got buttons for this now, haven't I? I'm trying to swipe it when I can just... Buttons. Right, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, okay. I think these are good. Right, you ready?
Yeah.
So, we are moving on to the memes of the week. These are all from the r/memeframe subreddit. Lovely people over there making loads of good memes. If you ever want a good joke, go for that. All the links to these memes are in the description of this video. So, meme number 1. Wait, we're supposed to escort him? The hostage watching you bullet jump away at Mach 3, 2 seconds after freeing him.
Okay, thanks, bye.
Thing is, I feel guilty. I think in the footage, actually, I do this on Steel Path. It's like, Steel Path solo. Well, it's tricky. I'll just run to the exit. Like, yep, yeah. I'm out. You're out of your room. It's not escort, is it? It's jailbreak. Is what they should rename the mission type to.
What you should do, maybe they should be... Did you ever play, like, I think it was the second Spider-Man game?
No.
So Spider-Man 2 on consoles, not on PC.
Right.
They decided to make a completely different game for PC.
That's stupid.
You had to save people that were like, oh no, I'm on my... You know how skyscrapers, they have that washing cart thing?
Yes.
To clean the windows on the outside. Yeah. So basically, they're occasionally like you swing around, and there's this one guy like, help me, and you'd have to jump onto the car, pick up the dude, and then swing him down to the ground level to let him go. Like, you just imagine you do that with you're like, the rescue target, sling them over your shoulder, jump away.
Yeah. Right, meme number 2.
Yep.
Oh, there for me. Okay.
Oh,
pain. I'm gonna have to hang on. I need the quote at the bottom there. Hang on, so what does it say? We were on the verge of greatness. We were this close.
Oh God.
That is just amazing. Thank you so much for that meme. Now, meme number 3. My mastery ass is in trouble. Me, when my high-level friend invites me to a mission.
This is so well cut out.
Yeah.
Oh,
I do like it when people put
awesome.
the effort to just cut that out. It's a little bit better. It does make the difference. All right, ready? Meme number 4.
Yeah.
I hope no one did this before me, lol. Is that you? Yeah, but that's an old photo. Yep.
Oh God.
For those people who don't know,
right,
that
right.
was the original Captain Vor.
I never actually played him when he was in that state.
Yeah.
But oh wow.
We played, he was literally new in his new form. Right. Meme number 5. Oh God, I don't even get this one. I just saw it and was like, okay. Countermeasures. Yeah, I'm late. Sentience disabling warframes. Tenno and the father using necromax.
Oh my God.
Just don't get it.
Well, I think the top one is like a sandstorm that just has a dog's face on it.
Yeah, and then the other one is rain, is it? Wash to wash it away.
I'm not entirely sure.
I just don't get it.
Yeah.
Like, okay. All right.
I'm more interested in the fact that they got the 2 dogs just like,
Perfectly cut on them. Yeah, again, it's the effort that makes the difference, right? And then meme number 6. I can't afford to max new things orders. Operator, you have remembered well how the Tenno armed themselves. Me just throwing on whatever I have maxed. Random bullshit. Go!
Oh, you know who that is, right?
Moon Knight?
Yeah, it's Moon Knight.
Right. Why is random bullshit go? But okay.
I think that's just
put in there.
Yeah.
Right.
Part of the
Okay.
main formula.
So
Turn them off.
why do I okay, you ready?
Yeah. So going on to the community shoutouts. I kind of needed to take the time, but
You mean me to take the time?
No, that's fine. 23.
You want me doing all this stuff with buttons and widgets and whatnot in VR, and you want me to take the time?
No, I just didn't expect you to hit the button straight away.
Oh, okay.
Right. So this
I see.
is Valban Prime Ready to Fight the Corpus by Jenny. So this was a commission piece.
On Jupiter.
I can't. Yeah, well, I didn't put that part.
Why not? Keep it important.
This is someone's. Yeah, that's be deep sighing. Anyway, so this is someone's Valban Prime. I can't remember who the commissionee was, but yes, this I just love this. This is great.
Oh yeah,
they're using the cracks.
Yeah. No, the action, the animation, the muscularity.
The muscularity.
Yeah, didn't I make you watch the Hero Quest video? Roadsode.
I remember. So
look at the muscularity.
Right. Second community shout out. So this is Oberons and Titanias by Joriel.
Oberon and Oberon Prime are very hard workers of the gardening club. Titania and Titanium Prime, not so much.
Yep.
Oh, because they're in a little pause.
Yep. So you've got Oberon with Titania on his head, and then Titania is just hanging out in the, I don't know, vegetable box or something, gardening box.
Oh, you don't joke.
Yep. Next one. So this one was a little interesting, but I really like this. There's 2 different images. One's zoomed in on Menage Prime.
Oh.
But so we got Prime Clown and Clown Prime by Tenno Clock. So I actually quite like this one. It's very interesting.
You don't know where that clown's from, do you?
No.
You don't know where that clown's from. You don't know who that clown is.
Are we going to elaborate? Is this a Final Fantasy thing?
No, it is from If the Emperor Had a Text-to-Speech Device. That is the Eldar god of laughing. It's the Harlequin god of the Harlequins.
Oh, okay. Did not know that.
And it is incredibly insane and random, and it's just weird. Yeah, but that's what that is. Yep.
Oh, okay. Didn't know about... how many gods did the Eldar have?
Many? Yeah, they've got many. There's
I didn't know that at all.
There's like Aisha, which Nurgle has kidnapped and stored somewhere, which is like the Eldar fertility goddess, but Nurgle like loves it, so it trapped it somewhere. Then there's obviously Cain, which is the most important one, which is not Khorne, but like Khorne, but Cain. Now they're actually making a new god, if you didn't know.
I know that they created a chaos god by accident.
Well, that was Slanesh, yeah. They made Slanesh.
Yeah, that was one. Yeah. But I didn't know that. Oh wow, okay. There's so much Warhammer 40k lore I just don't know.
Oh yeah, no, 40k lore is amazing, and it's become a big thing. I'm worried if Marvel are going to ruin it. Who cares? Oh, well, they already have actually. But
what do you mean Marvel? Wait, what?
There's a Marvel comic book, and it ruined it. Well, it ruined some things.
Okay.
Oh,
so this is Snydog 17's operator by I Will Try a Little Arter. And I just thought this was amazing. Like, really good use of colors.
I think I accidentally closed it. Hang on 2 secs. Ooh, finish up a commission. Starting operator. It'll be tomorrow. Oh, it's got
so I really like the use of the colors. I think these are like water based.
God, that is nice. Yeah. I like you that. I don't know the perspective. I'm never a big fan of like massive heads, but obviously that's a little bit out of perspective, and I like it, especially the chunky boots. I love chunky boots.
Yeah,
chunky boots. Where it's at.
Cool.
Right. What was that?
Fifth. What?
That was 4, right?
Yeah, hit the button. 5.
Got it. Yeah, I'm terrible at keeping. Okay, come on. Oh wait, no.
Yep. So this is Villain Vault by Villain with more L's than the sun.
On the territory of my country, so they decided to ban. Huh? On the territory of my country, Twitter. Now I have difficulty connecting.
Where this person lives, right? They can no longer connect to Twitter.
Oh no!
So they're saying that it's gonna be spotty to do uploads and things. That's the main body of the tweet. But however, the amazing art of Villain Vault looks, and I'm pretty sure that's a JoJo pose. So
what isn't a JoJo pose?
A lot, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You see, you're not doing a JoJo pose right now. That's just some weird... No, that's not a JoJo pose. That's a JoJo pose.
Not a JoJo pose. JoJo pose.
That's a JoJo pose. right. And then we have Mesa Prime by Nikki Lotte.
Mesa Prime, a little gift for a friend. It's going to be a keychain. Oh, that is a keychain. It'll be awesome.
Yeah.
That is cool. Mesa Prime gets 2 heads. Why don't I get 2 heads? No, that's just cool. That is cool. I like that. I do love I don't know what the style is, where it's sort of like the flat straight on with the like ornamentalness. You know, because we get a lot of them when they do like tarot cards and that kind of style thing for them.
Yeah.
This all is very good.
Cool.
All right. That is it for.
Yeah.
So
hit the button, and then I'll take the time for.
Oh no! Wait, I need to go next. Then I need to go. No, outro yet. Not outro yet. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Are you sure?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Okay, cool. Right. Well, I tried to start a sale, but I didn't print enough pamphlets, so hardly anyone turned up. Except for my dad and his proxy, who I hate. As punishment, I was forced to be in here and become a vendor. A bit of a promotional disaster, that one. But I'm actually organizing another sale. I don't know if you'd be interested in something like that. Do you reckon you'd be interested?
It is Thor Ragnarok.
Yep.
I love the quote. I just have one thing, is that I wish when it's like I forced to be here, it should have been like I was forced to be brain shelved, or you know that thing. That term.
Yeah. Well, no, the whole idea was dad and his proxy. I was trying to make it kind of Darvo.
Yes. Oh, I get you. I get you going with Darvo.
Yeah.
Or you could have changed it like I was forced to hide out here. because he like hides out on the relays. But apart from that, I really like that. I can feel the corpse vibes. I was having fair sale.
Yeah.
I do. That was good. That was a good one. Thor Ragnarok is the film. Cool. That is it. A quick one, but a nice one.
Yep. Cool.
Outro up? Is that outro up there? Is that good? Good. Cool.
There.
Right.
Well, that's it for this week's episode. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening. You know, these are the lovely patrons. Thank you very much, everyone who supports.
Names there.
I do need to update that because we had a recent addition.
Oh.
And you know, if you consider supporting the channel, I mean, all the money goes to putting the episodes together, and you know, it's Patreon, Ko-fi, links in the description below.
Yeah. You normally don't like those spiels, but you did a very good one there. That's very good.
I pretty much just mimic what you say whenever Zrugel gets you to say.
Good. Well done, Zrugel. Right. Good. Bye, everyone. We'll see you next week. And look out for the, if you would just want to look for topics, we'll start doing those videos. Yep. See you all next week.
Bye.